gaming news, hot topics, and more. With guest Triple Cup Chuck, Live Wires Gaming, 108 Dragons TV, Bloody Knuckles, Operations Op, 100, live, and your host, K Mega 405. The GRG podcast
starts right now.
Delay, we going hard in the paint. What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? The GRG podcast is in full swing tonight. And man, let me just go ahead and just say this right off the bat, man. We're a little short. There'll be a couple of people coming in a little bit later, but we have enough. Trust me, we have enough. We have some hot ass topics. I know that everybody out there was kind of in debate. I know that 100 in them was saying, I listened to 100 in Hebot, and 100 in them was saying that they wasn't going to pay attention to the VGAs. I am always going to be down to watch something that's pertaining with gaming. That's just what I do. I wasn't really caring about who won, blah, 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 this and that. But we got hit with a shocker, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll definitely get to talk about that. But before we do all this and get into these hot topics tonight, I definitely want to introduce the panel. And first off, let me go ahead and get to it. Man, starting off with my main man, Operations Op. What's going on with you? The Rookie of the Year. What's happening with you? Yeah. AKA the Lawyer. What's up with you, bro?
Yeah, man, I just been chilling over here doing nothing much, but I'm playing a little bit of Rage 2, which has been pretty decent so far. But other than that, I'm just good over here, bro.
Nice. All right, cool. What's going on with you? Because I'm hearing myself in the background. That's why I'm tripping me out. The Lawyer. What's up with you, bro?
Yeah, man, I just been chilling.
What's going on with you, 100?
Much, but I'm playing a little bit of Rage 2.
Man, sitting here, half drunk, half amazing.
You sound like you in a wind tunnel.
Waiting on these topics.
What you got going on? You in a wind tunnel?
I ain't a wind. I'm not even. That's not me. I'm in a row watching the game.
And that's not me. That's not me. My fan is aimed at the floor. No, it's not me.
That ain't you.
I'm here trying to order food.
That's what. That's you.
I have no fan on. I have nothing going on.
That's you.
I got a fan on. I just know it's not me.
Anyway, it's always somebody bringing some damn noise.
Hang on, what you hear? You was hearing "Let's Go Heat"? That what you was hearing? That's not no fan on TV.
That's not me.
All right, let's go. Yeah, let's go Heat. Beat LA. All right, man. And then right now,
LA just won. Shut up.
Okay. Anyway,
they 23-3, sucker.
Jeez. They balling.
No more.
They balling. But anyway, man, let me go on to Prometheus from the Zeus. What's up with you, man? What's happening? All right.
You know what's happening? X gon' give it to you. We gon' give it to you. These topics gonna be popping, man. Yo, this is a great week for gaming. We saw brand new gamers at the Game Awards shows. I ain't even support the Game Awards shows, but guess what? My man, Philosaurus Rex.
Philosaurus Rex.
Like Jurassic Park. Remember that scene in the first Jurassic Park and the dinosaur stepped on the ground and the cup with the water had vibration in it? That boy sent a vibration through the industry that will never be forgotten. Facts. It's going to be a great podcast. It's going to be great topics. Woo! I'm excited.
All right, cool. All right, well, anyway, man, we ready to do it, man. Thank you for everybody that's here early, man. Early. I know y'all out there flashy. Niners for life. You know what? That's a horrible name. You know what I'm saying? Rams for life, baby. But no, your Niners is doing real tough. I hope we get past Dallas this week, and then we got y'all, man. Right, so that's gonna be a tough task. Y'all balling this year. Now we see our boy Lawrence. What's going on? Kunistina. You know what I'm saying? We see man, so many. You know what I'm saying? We see Elite up in here. We see Black Z Rider, Sleepy Goblin, of course, is in the house. You know what I'm saying? Slick Slayer. Man, so many. Thank you guys for hanging out with us already. But anyway, before everybody else come on here, man, I definitely want to. What's going on with you, A. Lopez 83? Let's get to the first topic, man. Let's start off a little light before we get into the big stuff, and that's briefly talking about Mortal Kombat. For my, I'm a fighting enthusiast. I love my fighting games, so I just wanted to pay a little respect to the mighty MK11, even though it didn't win. It didn't win Fighter of the Year. I know a couple of people that are pretty upset about that, but regardless, if as long as you think it's winning, that's all that matters at the end of the day. But yesterday, there was an article that came out, and they said that they were throwing a patch or some kind of download, and within that patch download, it was going to have crossplay implemented between the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. Now, didn't say anything about PC. They said it was just a beta test, pretty much. Wanted to test the waters, but I'm gonna go straight to you, Lemon. How big do you think that is? Does you've been hearing some people complain about Mortal Kombat here. They're not really too big about the DLC characters here of late. Now, I've heard some good things about Sindel, but people are complaining kind of about the Joker, how he looks, stuff like that. But other than that, how big do you think that this is, that one of the best fighters that came out this year is doing crossplay? Mortal Kombat here, they're not really.
I think it's amazing because it brings different console players together in one environment. I support this in Call of Duty. I support this in Fortnite, and the newly announced PlayStation download for Tuesday for Minecraft, for you Minecraft players. Long as you got different consoles out here with third-party games that people love to play, why should somebody be forced into buying a console to play with their friends? This is great, because nobody cares what they play on. It's the same goddamn game. It may look better on a different platform, may perform a little bit better, but it's the same game. So if people won't complain about that, you might as well complain about people playing with 2080 Ti's versus a 1060 Ti. So now we're supposed to start separating graphic card players versus another player because their graphics look better? Nah, you don't do that. Bring the communities together and everybody's happy. Because I don't see nobody complaining in Call of Duty, which says holds 16 million copies of the game, has rejuvenated the series. Who's saying, I don't want to play with Xbox people? All you gotta do is turn off crossplay. There you go. But ain't nobody doing that.
Damn.
It's doing it by default. Facts.
Hold on for a second. The people that are saying, I hear this echo too. So I'm not knowing if it's coming from me or if it's coming from somewhere else. So let's see if we can fix that. Go ahead and keep talking. I'm gonna go ahead and try to see if I can fix it.
But it's like how can you complain about something that's bringing the gamers together? Are we a gaming community, or are we a Xbox community, or are we a PlayStation community, or are we a Switch community? No, we're a gaming community. So when you got games that bring the community together, so games like Final Fantasy 14 that play with PC players, PlayStation people are not supposed to play with PC players? No, that makes the community stronger. That's what you want. I want more players on Call of Duty. That's just what it is. Next is it should be games like 2K. If you playing on 2K on PlayStation, I'm playing 2K on Xbox. What's the difference? Ain't no difference. The same goddamn game, just on two different platforms. Bring them together, more competition. So when I'm at 71% winning percentage, I want to beat a couple PlayStation 2. Maybe go to 82%. I'm just saying. It's not about kumbaya. It's just what it is, man. On PC, they don't go through this. Somebody with a graphic card that can't do 720p 60, they 720p 30. But they playing with everybody. That's all I'm saying, man. I'm finished with that. I think it's great.
The echo is gone, so yeah, it was somewhere over on my end, but yeah, I believe it's fixed. All right, good deal. What up, Salty? Is this the first time that you played Hellblade? Because of course, I bought it. I bought it when it first came out. Once I first seen it, and I got it on PC first, and then I went ahead and I got it on Xbox once it finally landed and got on Xbox. I think I bought it on PlayStation 4 as well. I cannot remember, but I know I played it and I beat it on PC first, and then I went ahead and played it again on Xbox. But So I probably didn't get a PS4 version. I think I probably just double dipped instead of tripled. But other than that, yeah, if you haven't played it yet, go ahead and let me know what you think about it, Salty, because I thought at that time it was one of the best games of 2017. I thought it should have been Game of the Year candidate, if not win Game of the Year outright. That was just my thoughts about it. I thought it was fantastic. But yeah, we'll definitely get into that, talk about a little bit of that Hellblade. But let me go ahead and go to 100, man. What was your thoughts on Mortal Kombat getting that crossplay? You know what I'm saying? Do you think that's a big deal? You know what? That never fails. It never fails. It never fails. What do you think?
This is a pretty big deal. Like, this is another big game added to the list of games to offer for crossplay now. So, like, there's really no downside to this, like the 108 just said previously. So, this is pretty dope. Unfortunately, I don't care for fighters that much, so I'm not gonna be in those lobbies with y'all.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to go to you last.
Yeah, this is not me. Mm-hmm. So I'm not gonna be.
At least he didn't pull up Bloody and act like he's involved, and he's not. Bloody will fucking. Oh, excuse me. Bloody will go on for an hour on a subject he don't care nothing about. Good job, Oppie Op, my man.
You gotta keep it simple, man, because some things don't need a deep explanation. Like, not for everything. No. Don't take all that.
Yeah. So, well, since 100 is MIA.
MIA.
Mission
and asshole.
I see that that the Dolphin King has been summoned. I just don't know if I see that his mic is muted because he's probably already sucking away little Ivanka, but and he's not into fighters like that anyway. So I'll just go
next.
ahead and yeah, pretty much next.
Oh, here I go. I didn't know I was muted. Here we go. I didn't know I was muted.
You know what? It happens. I think y'all do that on purpose.
He said it like 5 times.
I didn't know I was muted.
What was in that fake frozen fake white Russian you was drinking at your job?
No, you started drinking eggnog.
Man, I was preaching to somebody. I didn't know I was muted because you was talking about the echo thing, so I muted my mic and I thought I remuted. See?
Yeah.
I'm trying to be focused.
I'm
gonna say my damn piece.
What you gonna say your piece for? Your
time
is gone, sucker. Your time is past.
I don't care if you a PC guy, a PlayStation guy, or all that other stuff. I'm tired of this kumbaya shit. It's time to, represent. It's time to, pull out your flag. You know what I'm saying? And if you think you on PlayStation, you can kick my ass, hey, we can line it up. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Other than that, it ain't too much to talk about. This ain't the best thing in gaming. I'm tired of this kumbaya talk. I'm tired of this. You gotta pick a side.
Man, this bro.
Y'all be sitting here trying to play in the media. No,
we don't. No, we don't. Everybody got an opinion. You got your own. You don't want to play nice with nobody.
This is so goddamn good. No, it's great for the developers. Because they ain't got some little longevity. Other than that, they ain't giving us nothing. They just give me more motherfuckers I can kick their ass.
MFers.
I'm sorry about the, the mother.
Don't be sorry. I mean,
be sorry because if you're gonna get this channel demonetized, I'm gonna start playing X. Gonna give it to you.
No, we ain't doing that. I told you, eject those sheep, cuz. You out of here. Out of here! You ain't.
Don't ever kick me out. I will say sorry.
You just killed 100's little revenue.
No. Flip killed it with all those F-bombs in the first 3 minutes.
That was one of my hottest videos of the year.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah, it was one of his.
I didn't even realize at the time. But you know what? You my man for 50 grand, so I ain't even mad at you. You know what I'm saying? I get it in another way.
But you was still eating 50. It was drinking $50 eggnog. So I mean, I gotta give you props for that. But anyway, let me give a big shout out. Let me give a big shout out to Mir XT8. He said, "I'm turning 32 today. Great show, lads. Series X looks amazing, man. Appreciate it. But yes, we were definitely gonna talk about that bad boy. Thank you. But yeah, we're going to finish talking about this Mortal Kombat, and then we're going to get right into it, talking about that Series X. Okay, so finish up 100. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah, but I'm like, man, it's cool, but it ain't. It's, man, every just because Sony decided to cut on crossplay, let crossplay happen, we've been had crossplay already. It's nothing new to our experience. I've been playing crossplay with PC guys for about a year now. I was playing that little Mario Kart game, and I was playing against PC guys from all across all around the world. So it's nothing like, yeah, it's cool, but I don't, you know what I'm saying? It's not like it's innovative. It's not innovative. They cut on the Switch, and you got more people in your playing pool.
If Don was here, he would tell you it's a lot more technical than just turning on a Switch and letting people do crossplay.
No, when I say turn on the Switch, trust me, they already had this embedded in a code already. They had it embedded in a code. They wanted it.
Right. Which tells you if the industry wants it, then it should be. It's good. Look, people in the chat.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I'm not saying we got to glorify it either.
Okay, so you're telling me that you wouldn't want Madden or NBA 2K? Okay. Okay, but you telling me that you wouldn't want Madden or NBA 2K or any of these sports games or any of these third-party games that are multiplayer to not have crossplay?
What I need, I got. You said Madden, I can get into. It's not like these games are dead. I can play Madden against anybody.
Why you can't think out the box?
It's not like I have to.
Why you can't think about more competition for you to play multiplayer?
It's not like 108 need to wait 10 minutes to get into a game. It's just a bigger player pool, but it's been done before.
No, it hasn't. So not on this level. Stop it.
Glorified. It should have been if a developer say, hey, you can play on all these platforms, cool. But we shouldn't be sitting here glorifying it because it's already been done and we already know about it. That is like, oh, you can play this game multiplayer. We got multiplayer already. We've been playing multiplayer Halo, Gears, Killzone when it was alive before it got killed off. You know what I'm saying? All this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't. It shouldn't be like, oh, this is great. No, it's cool, but it ain't a deal killer. It's not. If you're gonna buy Mortal Kombat, you're gonna buy Mortal Kombat because you're a fighting fan, not just because it goes crossplay.
But it extends the game's life, though. That's the one thing I think that you're not understanding.
Still playing Mortal Kombat X.
I know that. So if X was because there's people
playing 2K19. Am I right, Lemon?
We know that.
Wait, my bad. I don't want to tell your government name.
No, you can say Lemon. You can say. I'd rather say Lemon than 108, like goddamn K Mega.
I'm about to say the government. I'm about to say the government.
Hang on.
No, don't do that.
2K19, right?
We're not doing that.
With no problem, right? Do you need crossplay to play that game?
I would like to.
Nothing.
Now MLB The Show might need it.
Now, see, that's disrespectful. See, now there you go, coming in here and sounding like a fanboy.
I'm disrespectful.
Because why would you?
But hold on, K Mega. You know he's a fanboy.
I know.
You can't take what he say.
Here.
You got to take what he said. No, but he's not objective. Right. He will not convert.
I'm not cool by none.
No, I'm on.
I bleed green. So I'm gonna give you from an Xbox dude. I'm an Xbox all through and through. So you're gonna get my perspective.
So you're telling me that you wouldn't want to play
everybody want to Kumbaya.
He doesn't care, K Mega.
You wouldn't want to play. You wouldn't play
by the force
with PC and PlayStation.
I'm a big new Jedi. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what that is? I'm with the dark and the light.
No, he is the retarded Jedi. He's the Jedi in the wheelchair.
All right. Cool. All right. As for me,
he will not convert.
As for me, I think it's wonderful to hear. Like I was just saying, that it gives games longevity. That's one of the things I think that these fighters definitely need, because after so long, well, I like the fact that they're enhancing them and they're prolonging them by having these seasons. And as long as the season passes are reasonable and not crazy, then I think that it's just good to have, and you can start your cliques, you can have tournaments, you can have these dope streams like I'm starting back again with the fight nights. We bringing those back. We got the fight night coming Sunday. With Sir X-Man. So Sunday night the first game that we're gonna start off with is Dead or Alive 6. We had a great session last Sunday.
Facts.
I played
Tekken. I played
Tekken. Did them dirty. Then we went to Mortal Kombat, and it got dirty for me. A person that was watching the stream said, "Hey, can I come in?" And you know what? I always wondered why streamers, they would never let the other people come in, because we want to try to be.
They want to be the top of the food chain. Let's say what it is.
Well,
dudes don't like getting their ass handed to them.
They don't like getting their ass handed to them. But you know what?
Hey, let's play some bills, Sir X-Men. Hey, the dime for the cause be ready on Sunday, bro. Fight night in full effect. Let's go.
Let's go.
Come on. That's right. Yeah. So anybody want to come in and join us playing some Dead or Alive 6? That's the first game. And then I think the second game is going to be Samurai Showdown, so which I'm really hyped for that because I haven't really got into that yet.
That game is terrible.
No, it's not. That game is good. It's just old school technical. You ain't.
And it's slow.
Right. It's old school.
Yo, listen. I'm a Samurai Showdown fan, and I don't want to get off topic. That game is slow and outdated.
I disagree. I disagree. The game it's a different formula.
I love Samurai Showdown.
It's a different
animal.
I hate
that game.
No,
it's kicking the wibbles.
It's a different animal. It's nothing wrong with that though. So again,
there's nothing wrong with it, but you gotta like it. I don't like it.
Okay, well I'm really gonna sink my teeth into it, and then we're gonna play. It's gonna be fun. And then the third game, I have no idea. It'll probably be winner's choice or whatever. Could be some KI, could be this.
Smash Brothers. Let's see what you got.
Oh man, when I get me a Switch, that's going to be probably the second.
You ain't got a Switch yet?
No, I ain't got no Switch yet.
Mute the host's mic.
The host's mic.
He got no goddamn
my
Switch.
old lady wanted a TV before the Switch, so I got a TV. So what? What's the problem? I'm getting a Switch.
The problem is you ain't got a Switch.
What'd you say?
You ain't got a Switch.
Anyway,
goddamn problem.
Anyway, stop it. Anyway, so regardless of that, check us out on we'll be streaming that. We'll be having a good time on the fight night. But again, I think it's great because it gives life to these fighters. And I you know what I'm saying, look, last gen fighters almost went away if you didn't think about it. Street Fighter and Tekken was really the only ones and when they did
Ultimate
Smash.
Marvel Capcom was a big hit last gen.
It was a huge hit, but 3 wasn't. 3 wasn't.
No, 4 was it? The new one, the Infinity.
No, 3 wasn't a huge success.
No, 3 was a huge success.
3 was dog shit.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
2 was the
2 was a classic.
No,
what I'm saying is, wait. 3, the Ultimate one, is that 2 or 3?
That's 3.
2. Yeah, that's 3. Ultimate is 3.
No. Okay,
you're thinking of 2. 2 came on.
Amazing.
Yeah.
The newest one, the new which they redid on console, and it outsold the new one with the Infinity Stones.
Well, yeah, the new one didn't gravitate to nobody because
the new
graphically
one was trash.
The fighting combat in
classic.
In Infinite,
the
fighting combat
the
in
Ultimate
Infinite,
3. Ultimate 3 was I didn't really like that.
It was too aerial. Yeah, you had if you knew how to play the aerial attack in that game, you won pretty much. Yeah. So it didn't gravitate to people like 2 did, but
2 set the boundaries.
2 was the one that set the boundaries. But I've already heard some stuff in the pipeline that they're getting ready to announce another one. I don't know if it's going to be at this E3 or the next one, but they are redoing it again. They're just trying to let people get the bad taste in their mouth of Infinite. But Infinite fighting mechanics was great. Everything else about the game was terrible. So I mean, that's just what it was. But anyway,
Infinite for the casuals, it was nothing.
Yeah, no. And the story was absolutely
automatic combos.
Absolutely garbage.
Game done.
Yeah, it was too easy.
Game done.
Yeah. Okay. So all right.
You know what's crazy? What game y'all playing the other day? They did that. Tekken did the same thing, but you could turn it off.
Tekken did what?
Automatic combos. Remember you was playing? Hold on.
Yeah. Tekken just added.
Tekken had novice combos.
Killer Instinct did it.
Yeah.
No. Listen to me. Tekken had novice combos because K-Mega was live, and he kept saying every time I do my moves, it's doing something else. And somebody, I don't remember who it was, said, he said K-Mega, it has an automatic combo system for novices, and you got to turn it off so you can do what you want to do. That's a fact. Am I right, K-Mega?
Yeah, you're right. And they because when they did the update, they added that, and then I cut it off.
Right. Because I was pissed off with Tekken 2. I kept saying, remember I used to say, I know all the long moves. What am I doing?
Tekken didn't do that. Tekken didn't add that until recently.
Yeah.
So anyway, all right. So we going way off topic again.
No, we good.
But regardless of the fact of it, it's all good. Live. I know you don't play fighting games, so you want to say anything about the crossplay situation, or you just want to skip it?
It's cool.
That's cool.
All right.
I don't give a fuck. So that's the shit. That's the shit. Yeah. That's what it is. It's the shit.
All right, cool.
That's my live imitation.
Yeah.
Impersonation.
You did better last week. Anyway. So let's get on to it.
But I didn't want to go long.
Let's get on to it, man. Last night on the VGAs, and we'll get into the VGAs a little bit later after this, but at the start of it, I know that there were some people that said that they wasn't going to check it out. Of course, like I said, I check it out because it's a gaming event. I pretty much try to check out every gaming event that I can. And it was weird because it didn't seem like, you get up there and, Microsoft is hosting all this stuff. You just had a bad feeling, in my opinion, that it wasn't going to be Microsoft's night for the awards. You just had that feeling. Gears got slided, all that stuff, right? We'll talk about that here a little bit later. But Phil Spencer jumps on the stage, goes out there and he talks about Xbox, and then he starts laying down some information about Scarlett. But what tripped us all out is the video, the trailer that came out, and nobody knew what the hell that was. Nobody. I thought it was Dreams. I thought this was the trailer to Dreams that's coming out here on Sony because of the way that they talked and hey, you can expand this, you can do this, you can do that. And then they go and they show a car driving through the mountain. I'm like, oh shit, this Dream shit gonna be stupid. And I said this the other day on Twitter, was like, man, you would think that if you would put Dreams, will you let PC gamers, if Dreams could come on PC, I think that shit would be amazing, because PC gamers are pretty amazing on how they mod stuff, right? So that was thinking oh, this Dreams is going to be stupid. But then they showed soccer. Kind of tripped me out, okay, so you can play soccer on this shit? And then it showed Master Chief. And then that's when the ears perked up. And I'm kind of like, what the hell is Chief doing? And then he shows that
how
crazy
ridiculous the space diaper looks on him.
Right, just sitting there tripping out. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, what the hell is happening? And then next thing you know, you see this thing that's standing up, and it looks like a little tower, or it's got a controller. It's showing the Xbox, and it's got it's the Xbox Series X. That tripped me out. What the hell is going on here? What the hell did I just see? I was more flabbergasted for the fact of seeing this trailer more than, you know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to process this. This is at the VGAs. This isn't at on XO. This isn't E3. This is at the Video Game Awards. And I just was in awe. So let's talk about this for a minute, fellas. I'm going to go straight to you, Live. What was your first impressions of seeing that console, seeing how this all played out on the VGAs? Did you see it on the VGAs, or did you just catch it later?
No, I saw it on VGAs.
Yeah. What was your thoughts? What was your first initial thoughts about it?
My first initial thoughts. First, like everybody else, I didn't know what was being showed. I didn't think it was Xbox. I know they said it's something you don't, haven't seen before or wasn't expecting, or something, Jeff Keighley said. I'm like, all right, I don't know what this is. I didn't think it was a console. I thought it was a game. I didn't know what kind of game. I just thought it was a game. And then we went through everything, and then they showed the X. And once I saw the box, I just realized, I was like, oh, it's as powerful as they said it is. That's the first thing I thought. Because before, you were just thinking, oh, they said it's going to be super strong. Everybody was like, man, is it going to be strong? Is it really going to be that strong? I don't know if it's going to be that strong. That just sounds ridiculous. and then you see the box and you be like, nope, this is really happening. This is what it is. Because just looking at it tells you, oh, they're not going for no aesthetic, look. It's all about function and power. That's what the console is. It's not about trying to be sexy in your thing. It's about putting out the games that make your eyes balls just explode. That's basically what it is. And when you're looking at the trailer going back after, because I saw the trailer, saw the console, then you see Hellblade, then you go back and look at the trailer and you be like, oh, okay. Okay, so this is where we're going. All right. The one thing that shocked me, like how
what up,
good,
Fred?
like it looked good, but it shocked me, like looking at all the other games that came out and not being quite as impressed. Like I'm still gonna get Ghost of Tsushima, no doubt, but it don't look nowhere near as good as Hellblade.
Yeah, that's another thing too, is that right after Phil got finished talking about, not Phil, after the video, I'm still tripping off of it. I'm still in shock from it. Yeah, go ahead.
That PlayStation 5 game, after watching
Godfall
Hellblade, was not impressive, though. It looks like it might be fun, but
we'll get into it. We'll get into it. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. I'll let you finish, but I just wanted to include that too as well, since it's playing in the background right now. Once Phil introduced the XSX, as I call it, he basically went and started talking about, hey, we're already working on a game other than Halo. Here you go. And then you see what is, to me, probably it's not even a probably, is the most amazing looking game I've ever seen in my life. Now, of course, I understand it. It's a CGI. They say it's an engine, and
it's a cutscene piece.
It's an impressive piece. And listen, we could just go back to the very first Hellblade, and I remember when I was seeing that, and I said, "There's no way that game is going to look like that when I put it on my television or through my PC." And that game lived up to the hype, and then once it came over to the Xbox and had enhancements, it even blew my mind even more.
There's another game like that.
What game's that?
Gears.
Well, yeah, no, I'm talking. Yeah, well, yeah, no, Gears is amazing.
Gears uses in-game engine. Mm-hmm. Unreal is notorious for that, so that's why Phil specifically said what he said. You got to take things from a technical aspect and listen to what Phil said. He specifically said things and dropped the mic without dropping the mic.
Pretty much, right.
This is not CG.
No.
This is in-game engine. In-game engine means they're using the engine from the game to do the cutscenes. Not CG,
right.
Not MPEG videos, not M.264 or 265 videos. In-game engines. I don't care. I got great teeth. Her teeth destroyed my teeth, and she talking some Exorcist crap.
Wait,
not only did the Xbox fans get excited, the PlayStation fans said, "Wait a minute.
Yeah.
What do we have here? Let's just be real. The scene. Forget her talking. The scenes with the skulls and the hands hanging on hooks." Crazy. And I'm a technology retard. I can't do that on my 1080 Ti right now. I said, wait a minute. My PC's over $3,000. I know I can't do that.
Yeah, they got the side-by-sides up of Hellblade 1 versus Hellblade 2.
It's ridiculous. First of all, Hellblade 1 was amazing looking. Yeah. And it's an indie title. Let's not jump out the window and say it's like a AA. It's an indie title, a side title to put Ninja Theory back in the running of making games. It didn't have no big budget. Now they got that Microsoft money. They got them dental plans. They got the medical situation popping over there.
I like
you understand? No, that's a fact.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So So now, look what they did with that money on next gen. The lighting. If anybody pay attention, let's talk about HDR. When they first zoomed in and the lights lit up and the fire after you saw the giant at the end and the fire on that, whatever kind of cross that was. There ain't no cross from the Bible, but whatever that was. It was did y'all peep that? Or maybe your TV wasn't good enough. My thing last night on 100 Podcast, Intermediate Gaming, shout out to my people out there, was you're going to have to step up your TV technology right now. You better go get that holiday sale deal. Because if you want to take advantage of that Series X, you're going to need that fantastic TV. Facts.
You know, the crazy part about that, like when you...
What's up, Predator?
What they did, what's up, man? What they did with Ninja Theory, like you look at these other studios and they're looking like, man, if they did that with Ninja Theory, what can it do with us?
Facts. No. Let's keep it real. They making Bleeding Edge. No. 12 people is making Bleeding Edge. There's 350 people in Ninja Theory. You see, they're splitting up teams. Oh, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. That's a small team from Obsidian doing that game.
Yep, and they still make
not the whole team, a small team. Like Phil went out there, Philosaurus Rex, my man, said, we got 15 first-party teams working on next-gen titles. 15 different games, period. That's what that means. That's a whole console's life. 15 first-party games is a whole console's life. How many first-party console games do we get from a first-party company in a generation? Out of 5 years, maybe 3?
Yeah, 2,
maybe 4? They got 15 studios working on games. People need to pay attention. Facts.
And think about, and that was just what the thing I was just thinking about. What Elite just said. We must have thought about it at the same time. And I'm like, this is Ninja Theory. This isn't the initiative. I mean, just think about that. Go ahead, Fred. Finish what you was going to say, man.
I was going to say and I kind of came in the middle of what he was talking about just now, but like. You know, like he dropped some knowledge in the very beginning and tried to kill some of the narratives people were talking about. Like he specifically said, we have people working on next gen games right now. They have it in their hands. They're working on, the dev kits and shit like that now. So like, remember like 2 weeks ago, maybe a week ago, people were like, oh, people don't have the Xbox dev kits yet. And like, he killed that, like right from the start. People didn't catch that shit. That's like one of the first things he said when he came out and started talking, like before he started talking about the Ninja Theory game. Like, we got people working on this engine, working on this system, like right now, and it's out there in the wild, basically. And so that kills that bullshit narrative. Oh, they're behind the power curve. People aren't working on the Xbox stuff yet. Like, yeah, they are. They have been. Just certain people aren't.
Right. And these so-called insiders that's been saying that that the game is going to be delayed and the console is going to be delayed, or that it's in some kind of turmoil, like you said. Phil killed all of that narrative. Live, I know that you didn't get finished of what you were saying, so go ahead and finish up, man.
No, I was just saying how basically how Hellblade, the difference between what we previously saw and the one that came out and what we're getting now is it's crazy. But I was saying also that the whole Godfall thing, now mind you, that might not be I don't know if it's a AAA, AA, free to play. I was just saying that for it to say PS5 on it, I wasn't, it didn't look that impressive. It looked good. But if you told me it was a PS4 Pro or Xbox One X game, I wouldn't have been like, no, that's not possible. It looked, and I believe it was just it was the in-game cutscene, but it wasn't like I wasn't, that impressed by it.
I can't stand this dude.
Who's that in the background?
I can't stand Livewire. Won't you say what it is? It looked like goddamn Destiny.
It looked like Destiny.
I didn't say it looked Destiny. I'm just
it looks like Destiny right now. There was nothing about that game that looked next gen. Nothing. We getting that in Destiny right now. La, say it. You be crushing these dudes out here. Say it.
Hey, listen. I'm not gonna say
Man, he's trying to be politically correct, and you over here trying to be messy.
That's not why he here. He's Trump. He out here grabbing coochie.
Oh man,
say what it is. It looks like Destiny.
You trying to get me in trouble?
Come on, man, chill out. What the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing?
I'm preaching the facts. Let me tell you something. And this is the facts. They showed that. It said PlayStation 5 at the end, and Jeff Keighley said, "Oh my, y'all saw that? Did y'all catch that at the end? PlayStation 5." Who on the internet's talking about that game?
Yeah, I know. We'll talk about that when we get to the video.
Yeah, you know what? Let me not jump ahead of the segue.
Yeah. We'll talk about that after. We'll talk about the VGAs itself after we finish talking about the Xbox reveal. And also what was your first initial thoughts about? And anybody could jump in. I'll just start with Op because Op ain't said anything yet, and then anybody else could jump in. What was your initial thoughts when y'all seen Hellblade 2?
Yo, that is probably the craziest thing I've seen as far as like a quality jump from the previous game to a sequel.
Yeah.
Like there's like off the top of my head, there's like probably 3 games this gen who achieve a massive jump like that. There's Gears, now there's Hellblade, and there's like the Tomb Raider series from Tomb Raider to Shadow Tomb Raider. Off the top of my head right now, those games are probably the only ones this gen actually managed to do a massive leap in quality in their sequel. So like, yes, I know it's in the engine. The game's early in development. I don't really care for games that are early in development right now. They release them early, but like from a visual standpoint, that shit's probably like the best looking game this gen. Like for like the past 2019, 6 or so years, whatever. I've been saying Rise is the best looking game right now. Hellblade 2 killed that yesterday. For me, it killed it. For me yesterday, it is now the best looking game this gen right now. It hasn't even came out yet. And that's crazy. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, but like, I don't know. I'm still, like, after this, I'm not going to really say much about it, but like, I'm still kind of dumbfounded how crazy good it looks right now.
Yo, Op, go clean your underwear. You wet.
I know, bro. I'm going
to. Anyway.
He had an orgasm like I did. I don't even care. I called both my brothers, K-Megan 100. Did you see that?
Yeah, and that was the thing that tripped me out more than anything was that, like...
Did you see her teeth?
Right, like, that. See, that was the thing to me that tripped me out because the one thing that you can always kind of tell, and there's been games that's done a fantastic job with the movements of mouth, but you still get that feeling, you still understand that it doesn't look real. It's still a video game. You know what I mean?
Not that.
And Hellblade, the first Hellblade did an amazing job. And Detroit did an amazing job.
Did better than that.
With facial recognition.
Facts.
But that right there, I swore to God. I said, there is no way that's a game. That is somebody, that's that lady that plays as the actress as it's Sansa, and there's just people in the background, and they just flash some lights on her and put some paint on her, because that shit ain't real. That can't. They should have had
that song playing.
Game. That can't be the game. And they ain't taking my money. They should
have had that song playing in the background. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies. No, hit the floor.
They had the proper song.
They gave body the industry.
They had the proper song, because that song I didn't know that song.
I don't even know what that was. I felt like I was being exercised from it.
It's a group that's out there overseas, and it's like 13. But yeah. But the chant, and I'm like, what? Kong. I said, what the hell? I said, what's going on here?
Crazy.
But see, when I seen the fire, I said, this better not be Hellblade, because I stood up. I said, hell no, Phil. You didn't do this to me. You didn't do this to me. You didn't do this to me. I got to say it tonight. You didn't do this to me, Killer Phil. You didn't do this.
Oh, don't say that.
And so I said, you didn't do it. And then when they showed the hands in the air, the hands, and I said, oh shit. And then when they showed the dudes with the wicker hats and the torches, I said, this is goddamn Hellblade. What?
Facts.
then that chant, and then when they showed like her face. And then the lighting.
And she bugging.
Well, you know, she bugs out.
Had crack in the paint in her face.
Bruh, like that was the most amazing thing I ever seen in my life.
But you know what? It don't even matter what we say. I think PlayStation dude said, "Did you see that?"
Bro, they're
turning to Tito Jackson.
Wait a minute. You keep talking about PlayStation cats. PC cats said, "What the hell is that?" That's what this is. This is what this. I've been waiting for somebody to say it, but nobody said it yet. Well, 100, I see you back. But what was your thoughts about this? What was your thoughts about seeing Hellblade 2, man? What was your initial thoughts?
I'll put it this way. I was sitting back, you know what I'm saying?
Say it.
Hey, I was watching AEW highlights on YouTube. I was sitting back. And Lord Prometheus called my phone.
Woo!
Matter of fact, he didn't call my phone. Shout out to my man Tuck Master. You know what I'm saying? He hit me up, and I'm like, "What's on?" He said, "What's the Xbox X series?" I said, "I don't know what you're talking about," because I wasn't watching. I wasn't.
And then Prometheus called you.
Baby Bloody, chill. Let him talk.
And he said, "Did you see what you talking about?" I said, "All right, let me get my ass up," because you know I just had did a podcast myself, so I was sitting here resting because I knew I had to do another one. So I was just sitting back, and I said, "Doo doo," and I see Hellblade. I said, "What the hell?" I'm like, this is crazy. So I start researching it. I start hitting anything necessary. Is this real? I start even hitting something. I ain't gonna say what it was hitting. I'm hitting like, this real. And I get back, yes. I said, damn, what? This is real? I said, man, I felt like, man, what's that? Casey and JoJo, is it real? The feelings I feel for this game. I wanted to go play Hellblade. I ain't even beat it yet.
You started singing?
Don't get on me. 100, you ain't beat Hellblade yet? No, I didn't. The shit is slow, and I
didn't beat it either.
And I be in a lot of parties, and I gotta play that by myself.
But that game, R. Kelly.
Game is. I'm telling people, this game. People was lying to me like, that's not in game. I said, that's in game.
In game.
And it was, no, it's not. I said, yes, it is. This is in game.
And Phil specified that. We have to point that out. He specified in game. He specified as he dropped the invisible mic.
Man, I was like, wow. I'm like, I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't expecting nothing. I was expecting them just to show maybe some Ori and the Blind Forest type of something like that. They dropped
which was awesome, and we played it at E3 last year. Shout out to the dudes with hands on. Facts, K Mega,
they hit shocking out, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna try to,
hands on,
glorify destruction, but that was like the shocking eye in Hiroshima, and all the bombs that been dropped. I don't know what I'm saying.
K Mega, you there?
I'm here. I'm just listening to 100.
I got a question for you, host.
Let 100
No. Hold on. I got a question for you, because you're the host, and you don't never get asked a question.
But let 100 finish, please. Please.
No, I'm good. Let me ask the question. You know, I'm good.
I got a question for you.
Okay, what up?
Hands on with Ori, right?
Yeah.
Did you expect anything like this from Microsoft? Because you know you like the super passive kumbaya. Let's all get along, dude. Did Phil show up and show he's not playing with the competition? Did he show that?
Yeah, no, he definitely showed that. And no, I knew the potential. I've said this. People can catch me up. People always talk about pulling receipts. I've been saying this. I've said that. Pred can vouch. I said this. Even when Pred has been very critical. And everybody, and I mean, like I said, I've been critical. But I said that Xbox wasn't going to be playing. They got humiliated in a lot of facets this generation. And people saying about Phil being soft-spoken and passive and soft and all this.
It didn't look like he was playing like he wasn't playing nice last night.
And that's the thing right there. It's like I've been telling people, this man wants to win just like everybody else. It's just that he has just a cool, calm demeanor. He loves gaming and he wants gaming to thrive.
I know this means, right, for E3 next year.
Oh, you know what it means? We'll be there. We'll be there. We know what it means.
What it means.
But people don't get. This is the thing about it. People don't get what Phil is. know what I'm saying? Phil is like a cerebral assassin. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got to hit you physically. He hit your ass mentally. When he say your game is nice and all that other stuff, he don't look behind it. He just doing it to play cerebral mind games with you. Like, oh, this and that. Phil going for the kill.
And I'm gonna say something, man. I'm gonna say something. You know, your boy Lemon is always on some. I'm over the top. I'm always excited. You know, everything don't get me excited, but when I get excited, like I was overcharged last night on Intramedia Gaming. Let me tell you something, man. I met Phil in 2017 in New York City, him and Aaron Greenberg, and I went on record and saying, you know, I respect Phil. I think he too passive. Aaron Greenberg go for the throat. He gonna cut you with your knees start. But Phil is like what my godfather used to tell me. He said, Lemon, you mad aggressive. You need to slow down in life. I said, but people need to know where I'm coming from. He said, sometimes you need to kill them with kindness. It's the same point, whether you go for the throat or you kill them for kindness. And that's what Phil do. Phil will kill you with kindness. Oh, we're doing Game Pass. It's successful. We're not reporting our numbers. We just made $10 billion, though. You made 2.8 for the year. We made $10 billion in the quarter. This is what Phil do. That go back to my roots. My godfather was right. You kill people with kindness. He didn't walk in stage and say, F PlayStation. He said, we are the most powerful console for next generation and the fastest. And these graphics is in-game engine. That's a fact.
Right. And well,
you can't misscrew what he's saying. He's killing them with kindness. And he's not being aggressive. He's not being belligerent. He's saying what it is. Step up to the batter's box, baby. Take your swing.
I get it. But this is the thing here, though. So we still don't know what PlayStation's bringing. We don't know. We don't know. I think that they'll probably be on par with what.
No.
What you mean, no? You know for a fact that they're not going to be on par?
A month ago, they retracted their statements.
I know that, Lemon, but let me finish.
I know you do.
Chill.
I'm just saying.
Let me finish. The point I'm making is this, is that we still don't know what PlayStation has to offer. They still could be on par. There's no way that I think that the PS5 is going to be more powerful than the Xbox. Phil made that point, and he said
clearly.
Clearly, you have the cojones to get out and show your shit before the next year. Before your competition do, that's pretty telling that you are pretty confident about your specs, about what you can do, and if the competition try to do some funky maneuvering, you still got plenty of time to make some things happen. I don't know. Do you agree with that, Pred?
I do agree with it.
Okay.
The fact that they came out with it so early,
yeah,
that's confidence. That's confidence we haven't seen in this generation. So I like the fact that they came out with that shit as soon as they did.
Yeah, well, you know what I think about? I think this console is probably so powerful that they don't even know what the limits of it are.
Damn! You just destroyed all the engineers, son. No, they don't even know what they doing.
No, but what I'm saying is like, bro, you talking about 4K 60. They're talking about 4K 60 is the bottom. Dude,
4K 120.
I got a RTX 2080. My shit ain't doing 4K 60 on everything.
You bought the 2080?
Yeah, I got the 2080.
Oh, dude's gonna kill you on Twitter because they're haters. Damn, I ain't even got the 2080. Shit.
Yeah, I got that. I mean, my games look great, but like to be honest, if I'm doing 60 frames or above, it's really 1440p. That's the Lockhart. That's not this. And my you know how much my jump costs. So you're talking about I'm gonna get this console that's gonna be powerful than something I bought. I mean, granted, it's a work PC too, but damn, bro. Like you got cats out there that don't do this for work. They just pay like $2,800 for a PC, thinking it's gonna be like better than a console. And this thing is about to eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then make room for other PCs for dessert. Like that. I mean, on top of what I think the PS5 is going to be powerful itself.
For itself, though.
But I don't think Sony's going to be necessarily aimed for all the power either. I don't think they have to. I think it's very clear what we're going to see from these three consoles with Nintendo, PlayStation, and Xbox. Nintendo's going to continue to be the versatile system. It's never going to go back to a traditional console. I never see it happening. It's always going to be portable. That's what their bread and butter is.
Facts.
And they're never going to have a phone that's going to outdo what that does, because even though you'd be like, oh, well, phone's more powerful, that screen is too small. I enjoy xCloud, but the screen, you need a tablet is much better with xCloud than the phone. It just is. So Nintendo's always going to be a better option for mobile gaming. PlayStation is always going to sit kind of in the middle as the casual, because they just have that brand recognition for over the years. Some people they automatically go to PlayStation, they don't look at anything else. No different than some people that only go with Nintendo, right? And then PlayStation has that, that European, Asian market where it's the JRPGs and stuff, and they always get those. The Xbox is going to be the hardcore. I think that's what they're aiming for. Notice that's what Microsoft does, the same thing for their devices, for their PCs, their Surfaces, and the what's the name? The folding PC. I forget what the name of it. But all their Surface devices, all those are high-end PCs.
The Duo? Was it
their
Duo?
console is just going to follow that. So I think that's what you're going to look at. Xbox is always going to be top tier, and they're always going to know that they're top tier.
Yeah, I agree. I think to me it's like I was saying, is that their air of confidence, they've been holding back, they've been waiting, I've said this, and and now it feels good to know that the things that I've been speculating is coming right before our eyes. I said Xbox is sitting and waiting. This generation is over. They're going to give what they got, take their lumps, and then they're going to come out no games. No games at all. They're not playing. They're like, okay, you want power, we got power. You want games, we're going to give you games. So many damn games that you ain't even going to talk about games no more. You want all this accessibility to share, to stream, to do all this other stuff, we gonna have that. You talk about frames per second, we got you. You talk about 4K, 8K, we got you.
Yeah,
they're hitting on every and on top of that, though, fellas, is that they also are saying that you want us to be a little bit more edgier, you want us to be a little bit more confident, we got you on that. They have killed so many narratives that has came from this whole generation, and if you notice, they have been striking that shit down like nobody's business, quicker than ever. Like, I'm looking right now, the people that's talking about how it looks, you got the people that want to make fun of how it looks, all that other stuff, right? But people were over here trying to make something out of nothing, right? Well, I don't know. I just don't like the way it stands. Where am I going to put it? I'm looking through my stand and stuff. It won't look good. It won't do this. Why do it's got to be upright? And they just sit here and posted something. I'm looking at it right now. It's saying you can lay it down flat or you can leave it upright. This is the most powerful, fastest console that we've ever made, and they just broke down lotta, boom, here you go. Stop making these stupid narratives, and if you're gonna keep doing it, we're gonna keep killing it.
Yeah, I think when they looked at their options for building a console, they were like, you know what? If it was like an NBA center, they were like, do you want to build a console that's powerful like Hakeem Olajuwon? Or you want Shaquille O'Neal? And they went for Shaq. That's what they did. Yeah. That's what they did. They went for Shaq. They said, we want all the power and the dominance, and we're just going to dunk on people all day. That's what we're going to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Definitely.
Anybody else?
Mega Lemon, back at E3, we were at the pub. You remember when we were talking to the engineer who's working on the Scarlet?
Yeah.
I know he's a little buzzed at night, but like, you remember like the passion, enthusiasm he had. He was just trying to explain it. Yeah. He ended up saying like they're going to kill it when they show it off. 6 months later, we reciprocated what that man was feeling, bro.
Right? Yeah, the excitement. You felt that. That's the thing. Like, everybody that watched it watched E3, and they had this feeling of, well, you know, Xbox, they're making me nervous. They're not talking enough. They're not showing me anything. They're showing me some games, but they're not showing the game. They're not doing this. They're not doing that. And while we were there, their confident level was out of this world. Like, everybody was happy. They were cool. They were confident acting. They just had they had a mystique to them that you just couldn't understand. Like, I mean, you had to be there to witness it. And that's why I came from E3 and trying to explain to everybody, it's going to be all right. It's going to be cool. Those guys, you know, had too much confidence. They had too much swag, you know what I'm saying, to be acting like they worried about all this outside noise. And like you said, 6 months later, it's killed. It's killed. They killed it.
Okay, Mega, can I say something?
Not while you eating, you ain't.
I'm sorry.
All right. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you got to stop that shit.
No, okay, hold on. We're not doing that.
You gonna get muted. I told you about that eating shit.
Like you were chewing on bacon.
Yeah, what the hell you gonna do?
As long as I'm not chewing on crackers like you, live wire. Shut up. Okay, listen. I had muted myself so you ain't hear that. But listen, do you know developers, K Mega?
Yeah.
Have we been told that there's a significant difference between the consoles? And they didn't sway towards no way. But they said, friends that we know, there's a significant difference between both consoles. Is this not a fact?
I've heard that, but I've also heard too that they're not that will both be pleased. That everybody will be pleased at the end of the day.
I mean, no question. But we know there's going to be a big difference. That's not a rumor. We didn't make that up. We didn't say Halo Master Chief Collection is going to the Switch.
We heard it. But again, you know what I'm saying? Look, I'm not going to sit here and try to put people up like that. They did say that. We did hear that. But again, I also heard that people will be excited about what the PlayStation 5 is going to bring. Now, listen, I mean,
the PlayStation 5 will be fine.
Yeah, the PlayStation 5 is going to be great, but I think
yes,
but I think
PlayStation standards.
Yeah, well, see, there you go. But the one thing about it to me is, I don't think it's going to be that much of a big leap. I think if you're going to talk, you know, I don't like talking about these spec shit, but it might as well. If you know this behemoth is supposed to be 12 T-flops, whatever, right? 12 pterodactyls. Well, I'm thinking that the PlayStation is going to be somewhere probably around, maybe around 10.5 or maybe 11. You know, you see what I'm saying? And of course, whatever else that goes within. That's why I don't like really getting into that shit, because I don't know. I just know what I've seen. Like, this is the reason why I bought my QLED. And once I seen, that's what I said, it made my eyes bleed. My QLED, that shit, man, and another thing, that ray tracing as well, that people were talking about, like you talk about the HDR10, that ray tracing as well was pretty stout in that. Like, bruh, I don't know, like I got floored. I got floored looking at that. And I've watched that damn trailer to Hellblade 2, I swear, over 100 times. I just can't stop watching it because I'm still in amazement that this damn thing is actually what games are going to look like. This is you know what I'm saying? There's no ands, ifs, or buts about it. We're there. Like I was not expecting games to look like that. You know what I'm saying? Even if it has a slight downgrade, that shit's still going to look better than anything that we've seen after that. That's the thing.
You know
that's
what
the thing right
off?
there. That's the thing.
I have an over $3,000 PC.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna throw it away?
No. At the top of my graphics, I ain't got no game looking like that right now.
No, that's the same. That's the same.
I just don't.
You keep worried talking about
PC's
PlayStation
over 3
dudes.
racks.
Yeah, like you talk about PlayStation dudes, you need to be worried about. I mean, the PC gamers are talking about this. Hellblade got more. There was somebody threw some stats, and I was on it, but then I clicked to do something else, and I missed it. But we talked about this last night, that what Microsoft did was masterful. I said this, and I posted on Twitter. I said they didn't win one fucking game, one award. They didn't win one award, and they got all the attention and buzz more than anything. The only other thing, the only thing else that got buzz that night was the game of the year. That was it. Other than that, it was all about Xbox, and they had so many other people out there. They had so many other gamers that paid attention to it. They had a platform to where they could show it off like it was the smartest marketing thing that they've done this whole generation. It was absolutely genius. Like that, these new people that's come to that's helped out in the marketing team are absolutely killing it for Microsoft right now. They're killing it. Like that was the smartest shit ever. People are still in shock. Normally it takes the haters at least, maybe an hour or two to start talking, to start nitpicking shit. It took them until later on today to start actually trying to come up with some corny shit to talk bad about this. And they really can't, because there's people that's already won over, like, man, I got to get that Xbox. You know what I'm saying? I got to get that. It's crazy what
the most they were able to do is make a trash can and a fridge. That's the most they were able to do with the Xbox Series X.
I saw that.
The funny thing is they ain't seen their shit yet.
Right. And if it looks anything like that dev kit, they can't clown and shit. But of course,
it's a wrap.
Well, other than that, like, who gives a fuck about how it looks? It should care about the performance. It's like I said to Lemon earlier on here. I don't give two shits about when I'm playing the game or when I'm watching TV. I don't just sit there and look at my consoles and say, you know what? I need to rearrange some stuff because that just doesn't look fine right there. Who does that? Like, I mean, you might have a condition or something if you always want to rearrange shit like that, but.
It's called stupidity. Your condition is stupidity.
No, there's people actually that likes to move stuff around. But I'm just saying,
put a rag over that motherfucker.
Yeah, thank you.
I play games, not consoles.
Like,
facts.
Who gives a damn? Remember they did that shit with the with the fat. Oh, that's too big. It's the toaster. Oh my god, like
VCR.
Yeah, it was big. It was huge. The Pro wasn't the most attractive looking console ever, but how many PlayStation fans talking about that damn thing? You know what I'm saying? Look, I don't understand this. I don't get why people have to nitpick about every little thing. I don't like the way it looks. I don't like Aren't you worried about the performance? Maybe it has to look like that in order for you to get the performance that you've been asking for.
But sometimes you gotta look at their credibility. You got ugly people looking in the mirror tomorrow. I don't like how she looks. She don't look good. But neither do you, sucker.
Yeah. So
have you looked in the mirror lately?
And start doing this on some real gangsters, some real gangster shit, isn't it? We gotta quit falling for these little death traps they be setting us up for. They want to talk and call this and make memes and all that other stuff. Hell with them.
I agree with you 100.
We can't give these people credibility when they ain't credible. And don't give into it. We speak about it, but we speak on it. But at the end of the day, they don't know. Nobody guessed this. No one even knew about this. You know what I'm saying? I heard some people knew about it, but I can't confirm or deny if they did or not. So I don't give credit to Duke and didn't give me no damn credit.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
But I don't leak stuff. But it's just crazy how the narratives can change. Now you want to go, it's like, look, they're running. I saw a couple of people, you already know, it's somebody named Jay, and I can't say the other name. You know what I'm saying? Looking, it's like they backtracking, like, oh, okay, this and this and that. Look at certain individuals. Oh, yeah. No, you can't bring your punk ass back home. Not in my camp. Stay over there, because you went over there. And then you're taking credibility saying, oh, we made Xbox do this. You didn't make Xbox do nothing. You didn't make Phil do nothing. You didn't make Microsoft do nothing. They wanted to do it.
Wow.
They're making bread.
I just noticed. Hold on, 100. I just now noticed. Appreciate the 105-6 people that's watching right now. Thank you. I didn't even see how many people was watching.
Oh, yeah. It's the hottest topic. It's the hottest topic.
It's the hottest topic out. That's the thing right there. That tells you right there. People want to hear what other people have to say. I stayed up until 2-3 o'clock in the morning watching reactions from what people thought about Hellblade and what they thought about seeing the Xbox. That shit was crazy to me. I'm sorry. Go ahead, 100.
Man, speaking on that, I saw PC guys lose their damn wigs. I'm talking about I'm talking about, they're not in the console war, but, they prefer to play fighting games on PC or stuff like that so they can get the mods. I saw dudes lose it. I saw them straight lose it, and they was doing shows live. And I'm like, okay, I tell you, you know what I'm saying? How many times I told people, like, well, why didn't you show this at XO? Why didn't you show this at E3? It was a game. It's like you're playing poker.
You
thinking I got a pair of tools, but I got a royal flush in my own, but I'm gonna take all the money I can get. And the Video Games Awards had the biggest pot.
100.
Pot.
What do we always say? That's why Phil and them get paid the big bucks, and the motherfuckers that talk all that dumb shit is sitting at their house talking that dumb shit. Like, you motherfuckers don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. I know I would have never done it at the Game Awards. Why didn't they do it at XO? Motherfucker, there's more eyes at XO.
Facts.
You can't, and it's a sneak attack, bro. It's a game called strategy. Like, these motherfuckers always think they know shit and be talking the most stupidest shit I've ever heard. I'm not just sitting there looking like you're not a marketing manager. You're not a marketing analyst. You ain't a marketing nothing. You didn't even take marketing as an elective in high school, college, or nothing. But all of a sudden, you some super know-it-all, like, oh, if Xbox just did this. Bro, we already knew what the issue with Xbox was. They needed games. They couldn't just open up a wallet and just buy games at random, because even if they did, motherfuckers be like, oh, they should have just bought Anthem. Flop. Oh, they should have just bought Just Cause. Flop. Oh, they should just bought Sony. But you can't just buy a motherfucker.
They should have bought Control. Flop.
Yeah. Again,
you know what they did live, man? Like, for real talk, like, they did what they haven't done this whole generation. They were not being predictable.
And absolutely right. That's perfect. Well said.
And that's one of the knocks. Like, every time they had an announcement, they projected out a week out. You have shit on Twitter everywhere. Oh yeah, we got this and we got that, and this is what's coming, and this is what's going to be on our show, and this is the first time that I've seen in a long time that they were not predictable, and it worked in their favor.
You know why that?
It's like they took a chance.
Yeah,
it's not even that. You know what it is?
And they surprised the whole community.
When you have
it was a whole setup.
96 countries saw that Xbox Series X.
Yes. But
96 countries.
When you have the ability to be unpredictable, that's why it looks so masterful. It's nice to say be unpredictable, but if you don't really have the ability to do that, like, think about this. Cats looking at Lamar Jackson talking about, man, he's amazing. He doing this, he doing that, he throwing, he running.
Sports.
But guess what? If your motherfucker can't do it, it don't matter how much you can't just throw anybody out there and think they're gonna do that. You gotta have the flexibility and the ability to do it. They got the games coming. They got the power coming. That's why they're able to do it. Cats didn't just choose the X just because. That's the option that they had.
Well, here's the crazy part. They could have just either did the X, the sex box, whatever the fuck y'all want to call it now, Tower Power.
That's people call it, Tower Power. People call it the sex box. Oh,
yeah. Everybody knows PlayStation has that, man. They got the sex box. They got
that on lock already. They could have got that.
They're gonna hit them up for a copyright. They be like, y'all took that shit with Game Pass. We gonna take sex box. No, you can't have that.
But hang on, I think they hit that shit so much. You saw Jeff Keighley, because I ended up seeing it on YouTube.
I don't think he knew.
When I was this afternoon, and you saw Jeff Keighley face like it was a surprise. Like, this is a surprise.
I think Phil said he gonna bring something special, and he left it at that. I don't think he told him. Only other people.
And I think he got to see it before ahead of time, so his crew's like, oh,
GameSpot
I don't think Jeff knew about it.
Yeah, and the thing is, if Jeff would have known about it, he'd have fucking leaked it.
Jeff, who been leaking shit?
Jeff, the last time that there was a leak, it was Jeff that leaked the price of the X.
Yeah.
They said that on GameSpot as well. Go ahead, Mohan. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So Phil.
Oh no, you can't talk. You eat too, man. Disrespectful. Man, shut your ass up, man. What's wrong with y'all, man? Why y'all can't sit there and stop?
I'm swallowed it already. I'm bad, man. I went to a bougie restaurant today, man, and they didn't have no good steak.
You hungry motherfuckers? Shut the fuck up.
Hey, man, I went to a restaurant, man, and they gave me a steak. I paid for it. I didn't pay for it.
PG-13.
Man, I have to eat something, man.
Because if you could curse, I could play X gonna give it to you.
No, you ain't doing that. I'm just
so stop cursing. One more curse. We're gonna have a party in here on DMX watch.
You know what? DMX is about to get out of here. Let me hear one song. Song. I ain't did it in a long time. I'll do it too. Mute your ass. Anyway,
the last time you did it, he ain't been back.
He sure hasn't. Anyway, so but no, the whole point of this is that you're right, because we could go ahead and do the little segue too, and still talk about both things. But Jeff Keighley, you could tell, was shocked, and on top of that, he was an absolute dick to anything that was Xbox shown. Like he didn't show any enthusiasm about it. He looked shocked. He was like, "Oh, okay." And then
Facts.
Ori, like, come on, man, really? Ori is your type of game. If it was a Nintendo game, you would have loved it. You know what I'm saying? And then the whole thing about the whole, Godfall, which looks good, looks cool, but then you gonna go ahead and, it's on PlayStation 5. You know what? You didn't like the criticism when people went after your neck about the show. That? Yeah.
Did you see that?
He didn't like that criticism when people come back and saying people are not being objective enough, and he's all about this and all about that. But you make it look plain, bruh. You made it look completely. It's noticeable. Everybody's seen that. I mean. Like
he's biased.
Yeah, you got a bias towards certain things, and that's not
cool. Can I say one thing?
I'm gonna retweet my picture of him, and I'm gonna do a meme with it. I'm embarrassed to take a picture with that guy.
Yeah, but let me say one thing.
Yeah,
I see people saying they were at the Microsoft Theater. Microsoft do not own that theater. They buy the rights to put their name, like the Staples Center. AEG owns that. So people saying that. They did it because it's the Microsoft Theater. LA Live is now named Xbox Live now. They pay for just to put their name on the building. They don't own the building. They can't tell who can get in the building or nothing. That's all they only do is put their name on the building. So I see a lot of people, and I saw a couple of Xbox guys and stuff like that. They do not own that building. AEG owns that building. And they own about 15% or 15% of the Lakers. That's why the Lakers didn't build the Staples Center. That's why they get kicked out around this time, and they go on a 25-game winning. They're going to go on which called the Grammys.
Get back on topic.
But no, I'm just saying. That's all I'm just. No, because I seen it in the live chat. I see people say because it's the Xbox Theater. They just pay for the name to put their name on that theater. And go on, make it. Go on, say your piece, man.
No,
you got it.
You
shoot your gun.
Background noise.
Yeah. Come on, man.
He was walking through the store.
I know. I'm at home. That's not me.
No, that was
I'm
Lemon.
in Rome.
That was Lemon.
Lemon went to the bodega.
Did you go to the bodega?
No, that was my fault, and I apologize.
Did you walk into the club? Did you walk into the club or something?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, okay. Look at that. He over here having a tender moment.
Man.
Damn, that's supposed to be professionals here. Anyway, so other than that, like, what did you guys think about the show overall? Like, I mean, did you agree with the nominations? Did you like the trailers? What was your favorite game? What was?
I think I'm the only one that watched the show. I'm pretty like start to finish.
Oh yeah, I watched start to finish.
I was getting on my daughter's ass around that time, man. She's been a little asshole.
Oh,
so
man. Well,
I had to step away in a couple of times, but I mean, I watched the majority of the show, maybe like about 80% of it, and I thought it was a really good show. I can't knock it. Like it was better, and I think, and even I think I talked about this in the chats on Twitter. Like I didn't really see the whole Kojima love fest going on as much.
Nah, I did notice that he kind of toned it down.
Yeah, it wasn't like he's on stage, he's talking about a game for 20 minutes, and the game's released, dude. You don't need to bring his ass back out there. It was happy. I was glad to not see that motherfucker on stage and give him a whole fest again.
I'll say this: it was a quality show.
Yeah.
I think to be pretty much the only show you're going to see for the next 6 months. It was long, but it wasn't boring. You know what I mean? They pretty much like all the boring stuff was kind of talked about in the pre-show, which was about 30 minutes with old girl.
Yeah.
So she did all the stuff that nobody cared about, like the esports, whoever, and this person and that person. But like it pretty much was like a trailer, game, and nominee, winner, or whatever, and then it was like ad, and then another ad, then it came back in, and world premiere, another winner. That's basically how they. So it was almost like if they did a like a game presentation, but they just threw ads in there, and then they had just nominations in between. So it really wasn't a bad show. I thought the whole Muppets thing was cool. The music was all right because, it made sense. It wasn't like just random. Well, other than Green Day. I think Green Day was random, right? It's just their music. I don't think it had anything to do with the actual game. That Fast and Furious game is trash.
Man, come on. The game looked fun, but graphically it just, no.
My biggest knock, though, on the whole show was, and like, you have an announcement of a next-gen console, and again, maybe Jeff Keighley didn't know this was going to happen. But, like, that's not something you put at the very beginning of the show.
That's why I know he didn't know.
I think that's something you put near the end.
Right.
No. Yep.
If he knew, he would have. If he knew, he would have did that, but it would have got leaked some kind of way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look, again, it was a masterful chess move.
Yeah.
Think about it. You don't know what it is. You just know it's something that Phil said is going to be good. It's big. And he was like, all right, cool, read it. And he came back out like, oh, shit.
I think Phil got in the car and went home after that.
Because you didn't see Phil no more. You see Aaron Greenberg and them, but I think Phil, he probably did. He probably said, "I'm out." Good. He said, "All right, man, y'all have a good show." Seen Yoshida out there. They took a pic and was like, "I'm out."
I watched the shit on TV.
I think Phil did what he did, and he just was like, "Fuck these, we ain't getting shit," and just went to the bar and just hung out.
Yeah,
that's exactly what he did.
Yeah.
Just hung out with Cass. Because that's what Rob Ferguson did. He said he knew ain't nobody was gonna win with nothing. Because most of the people, listen, when they was giving out awards, they would be like, "And the winner is," and those motherfuckers was right there,
already standing there. Yeah,
they kind of already knew who was gonna win anyway.
Right.
So it's not even like, you know what I mean.
So what award surprised you, and what game or games did you think got slated?
Ain't nothing really surprised me. I think it kind of went like how most people thought. I mean, maybe some people thought Death Stranding was going to win Game of the Year, but I knew it wasn't going to not win anything.
It had too many nominations to not win anything.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I mean, so I knew it was going to win something, but I didn't think it was good enough to win Game of the Year, so I don't think they were even thinking on that realm. But they gave it everything it possibly could win, which was music,
and best
direction, and it was a narrative or direction.
It's both narrative direction. I thought. Did they win? I thought they only won two.
They won music too, didn't they?
Yeah, they won music and best narrative. I thought.
So
narrative
they won
direction.
like 3 or 4 awards, I believe.
Well, the fourth one was the actor.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
And
they right.
That was all right. So I should say that was probably the one that I didn't think he should have won, because I don't think anybody at Death Stranding did a good acting job, to be honest. I thought that acting in that game was very blasé. It was kind of like very quirky and whatnot. No, I mean, it was just weird. It was almost like
they didn't show a lot of emotion.
Yeah, it was like well, I gotta have the baby, and the other guy, basically the guy that was like, oh, I guess the only reason why he won is like when he spoke, he was the only one that was like kind of upbeat.
Well, he had emotion towards the end of the game when they revealed everything. Like he had that crying moment and all that stuff. He had the most, but he had more emotion than the star of the game. And then like an old girl, she was just weird. Like, I mean, she was just the pretty face eating big ass worms. Like, I don't know what that shit was about. That was weird.
She was, I mean, listen, man, it was a lot of people. The other guy was whispering in his ear, Del Toro.
Yeah,
he just whispering. He was like, "Listen, y'all pressed up again." I'm like, bro. This game is fucking weird, dog.
Yeah. Game was
Listen,
crazy.
man, I didn't think anybody really on that game. Like, there's nothing about the game. I thought the acting in the little segments of Outer Worlds were way better than what I saw. Like, the writing was just super clever.
Oh yeah, the writing of Outer Worlds is clever.
Yeah, so I just like what they talked about in Death Stranding. I was just like, okay, whatever. Like, it was nothing about the acting that was really like impressive. It's the atmosphere, the tone, and like kind of like trying to figure out, well, what the hell is this about? That's what the intrigue about. Like, there was nobody I was like, oh man, I can't wait to hear from this guy again. I don't nobody care about none of them motherfuckers in that game. I'd rather listen to the baby. That's and not the rapper. The actual fucking baby crying was the most. That should have been the best actor in that game. To be honest, that was the one thing that was tremendously believable, was the fucking baby. Everybody else, that shit was dog shit. Get that shit out.
Damn, come on, Live. I mean, you spent all that time to play it and beat it, and you just coming out. Come on, man.
The story was interesting, but the acting wasn't.
Yeah, no, the story was interesting. The story was interesting.
Can't make it. It'd be like this when we was kids. We watched a shit ton of kung fu movies. Anybody in them kung fu movies, we was like, man, that was a good actor. No, none of them motherfuckers.
No, we did not.
The karate kung fu story and the story, that's what was interesting. Ain't nobody. He killed my brother. Like, nobody gave a shit.
That's funny. Yeah. I thought they only won 2. So yeah, they won 3 or 4. So they definitely won 3. So it was 4. All right. Yeah. So they had all those nominations. They won 4. They still kind of cleaned up. I hated it that Outer Worlds didn't win. I felt that a Plague's Tale got slided, man. If you're gonna have that game out there, that should have had more nominations. I mean, that game is amazing. Like, I got most of all those games that were nominees and have played most of them. If not, well, I played all of them, but I haven't beat all of them. But
that was a close one.
That game is sweet.
Yeah, but Outer Worlds shocked the hell out of us.
Yeah, Outer Worlds was good.
I went 4 days playing nothing but Outer Worlds.
Yeah, Outer Worlds is great.
Well, I think
to me, to get me into a game that I do that, I didn't even do Gears. I love the shit out of Gears. Gears 5, yes.
Yeah, but I think Outer Worlds was different, though.
I played Madden on the side. I didn't play nothing but Outer Worlds.
I think the difference about Outer Worlds is people that don't like Fallout like Outer Worlds, though. And that's the shocker. Because a lot of people, like, you tell them, oh, this game is like that game. They be like, oh, I ain't gonna like that game either. You feel me? Like, that's usually how it is. Like, people that don't like, what's that From Software game?
Bloodborne?
Not Bloodborne, the other one, Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Usually the ones from Dark Souls, a lot of them still don't like Bloodborne. It's rare, but even though people that are a fan of both tell you there are nuances as far as the difference between the two, most people that don't like Dark Souls for its difficulty also don't like Bloodborne for its difficulty. But the difference is
where Star Wars was at.
That's what I was about to say. But the difference is when you get a game like Star Wars that's similar to those games, but then is able to add something slightly different that changes it for the player to make it enjoyable. Then you have a game like Star Wars Fallen Jedi or like the Outer Worlds. Somebody who typically wouldn't like that genre of game, but there's something about it that changes the tone of the game and makes it more appealing. That's what the Outer Worlds did. And to be honest, Star Wars Fallen Jedi should have been nominated, but whatever.
It didn't make the cutoff, right?
It didn't make the cutoff, so
but,
it's going to get.
But that didn't make any sense because
what you call it didn't make the cutoff. See, Jeff Kelly pushed
they be making some pushed up because of some DLC.
Because Death Stranding shouldn't be in there.
No, Death Stranding made the cutoff line, but I was going to talk about Smash Brothers. Smash Brothers was last year's game, and if that's the case, then why is it that if you're going to put a game in for nomination for DLC, then why the hell you don't put in for some other games that came out that had DLC? Like what was that? What's called had some DLC. What's that game? Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter 2.
Monster Hunter had a lot of DLC.
Matter of fact, I'm with dude in the chat. What about Beat Saber? Beat Saber
won something.
I play Beat Saber on VR.
Didn't that win something?
I know it was nominated. I don't remember.
That should be up there. They don't play a fair
category.
game, and that's why I don't respect that rewards. They don't. It's not a government body, and I'm tired of people acting like this is the end all of the rewards. No, IGN has their rewards. GameSpot, even though I despise them, Engadget has the Game of the Year awards. We have our Game of the Year awards. What's better? What makes Jeff Keighley awards better than our awards are? IGN
I just think that they have a larger governing body than the others. That's the reason. It's the Grammys. That's what it is. It's the Grammys, the Oscars. That's what it is.
He was on G4 TV. He used to sit there and Tina Woods, and I forgot the other Tina used to get him, rip him a new one every week.
Yeah,
like damn, 100. Oh yeah, 100.
I sent you the thumbnail.
All right, cool. Yeah, thank you. I'll definitely use that. But I don't know. Like, of course, we could talk about Gears, but Gears didn't win nothing, and and that's the thing that trips me out more than anything. I mean, they gave Call of Duty a win for the mobile game. I think Call of Duty should have.
Mobile? Well, they won two. They won one for mobile and one for the audio. Which I did.
Sound? Oh, okay, so they did get two.
Sound.
Okay. Yeah, the sound.
But I've been hearing that Call of Duty sound was amazing.
Oh, it was. It was actually better than Battlefield sound. Like for the first time, like COD is always been lacking in that department when it comes to the sound effects of the weapons and things like that. Yeah, the multiplayer was even slick too. So yeah,
I think they need to expand what they have as far as multiplayer games though, because it seemed like the only multiplayer games that were nominated are damn near all free to play.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It's a gender base like nobody's business. Like it.
So they need to make a free to play category versus, a full, retail title category. So it's like, what I mean, like free to play should have its own category at this point. You got way too many free to play games for it to be kind of mixed and mingled with games that people are playing $60. Even though
racing and sports.
Yeah, it's same thing. Yeah, they need to. I don't even know what won for sports, to be honest. I don't even know.
What did win? Like that's the crazy thing. Like I watched the whole show and because I really didn't care because I knew that those categories are mostly bullshit in my opinion because of the fact that, like you said, you shouldn't have both. You shouldn't have racing games. There's plenty of racing games that came out this year, and you have sports games and those. And Don will tell you, and other people tell you, man, it's not easy for those people to make those games and try to get them to work and perform the way that they do. Now, of course, if you look at WWE and how that's broken, and then of course 2K's online is messed up. But when you just actually play the game, couch co-op or just playing the game for itself, you see that the love and the passion was in it. I don't understand why they don't want to give. That's why I say it's slighted. Like well, sports games are bro games. We don't want to support that. Race car games, that's would be considered bro games. So we don't really want to put time and effort in that. Shooters, we don't want to put our time into shooters, and that's like those are the demographics that actually helps gaming prevail because more people buy shooters than anything else.
Yeah, I'm looking at the chat now. I was looking up online too with Sleepy and So Shady. This posted Crash
Bandicoot.
Racing,
that's right.
And they actually merged racer and sports in one.
Yeah, that's what they've been doing for the last couple of years.
Yeah, but that's what they need. Could be because I thought it was unfair when Forza used to win every year because I'm like, bro, it's great, and we know Forza is the most polished game there's out there, but bro, it shouldn't be in a sports category next to like Madden and FIFA and 2K and MLB. Like that's not fair, man. Like those 4 games or whatever else they have, there's enough sports games that are non-races. Because I mean, if racer wasn't a category, it wouldn't be on your fucking PlayStation or Xbox or PC as a racer category. It would just say sport. So stop fucking around and doing this bullshit.
Yeah, no, like I mean, even with like, I didn't even like how they treated the fighters. Like they put it in that little 30-minute slot. Like nobody don't care. Like look, I mean, there's Evo is one of the biggest conventions, or what I'm saying, a game that you can have. What I'm saying, and it generates a lot of money and a lot of buzz. Those like I'm like it pisses me off about. That's why I watch it because I love gaming and I want to know what's going on, but I cannot take that show seriously.
Well, they got those are things that they got.
What about the streamer of the year? That shit should be in the background. I don't give 2 fucks.
Well, that shit was in the background.
That was in the background. That was in the beginning.
That was like in the. That was in the.
Yeah, I don't know what order because I ain't watching it. I don't get.
Yeah, for the most part, they didn't have none. I think they need more categories per se, and I think that's. I mean, some of them, yes, you can announce in the previews, and that's fine. I don't have no issue with that. But I just think that to give people credit, like again, what you saying with fighters, you should have a category for the traditional fighters and for those brawlers, like what's the name of that? Smash Brothers and stuff.
Right.
Like those games, those aren't traditional fighters. They shouldn't be going up against Street Fighter and freaking Mortal Kombat. Come on, you can't do that. You can't because it's not a traditional fighter, man.
Yeah, no, you're right, and Sleepy Goblin said this as well. He said they also slotted shooters with action games, and that doesn't seem accurate, and it doesn't. Like action games is Dead or Alive, Surinko, just games
Astro,
like that. Yeah,
what's the Astro Chain?
Yeah,
Astro Chain should have been up there.
I don't think Astro Chain won anything. It probably should have been nominated for Game of the Year.
It didn't. Like I was kind of disappointed that Greedfall wasn't even in the discussion for best RPG. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it just the whole thought of how they placed games in, like they slotted popular games or games that sold well or had high Metacritics or something like that. But then when you got to the more meatier, the bigger nominations. They added in Control and they added in Death Stranding, and they're completely opposite of what other winners have been. And you know what I'm saying? And that to me is just Death Stranding is not an action game. Like
Death Stranding is a puzzle game. It is not an action game. Bruh. You shoot people in there, but that's like 10, maybe 5% of what the actual game is.
By the time you get a gun in Death Stranding, you done aged 2 years. It's trash.
Listen, by the time you get a gun in Death Stranding, you're debating on whether you shoot the enemy or yourself. So listen, shit is just, it's not an action game, dog. It's not.
Yeah.
I don't know how to even. It seemed like they put it in categories which it really didn't deserve to be in. That was the thing that kind of pissed me off about Death Stranding.
But I mean, look, congratulations to Death Stranding and the people who likes Death Stranding. Congratulations to Sariko. I can't even say.
People like Death Stranding are frauds.
Yeah, I like Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry
was dope. I mean, it won Best Action Game. Look, congratulations to
King,
all the winners out there.
His light, because I'm calling frauds on anybody. King David.
Oh yeah.
I want to borrow his light, his fraud alert for anybody saying that Death Stranding is an amazing game of the year. Get the fuck out of here.
There's people that's saying it is game of the generation.
Oh no, people smoking all, I don't know what kind they smoke. What's that shit?
There's people in special ed. We talking about them?
No. What's that shit? Come on, man. What's that shit motherfuckers was smoking?
Nah, son. Dudes out here lying in these streets. That game is trash. If it was made by somebody else, it wouldn't even be nominated for nothing. It wouldn't got no awards. It would got a 4.
You're right. That game. You're right. You're right. No, that part is right.
You can't make a game great because you saying it. It's not great. It's boring. You had Bloody Knuckles co-signing. He came online and said, this game is not good. He co-signed it as many times as he's seen. I said, Bloody, man, don't do this to yourself. He says, no, I got to support the Japanese market. I said, they got to support you first.
Yeah.
By giving you quality content.
Listen.
Kojima couldn't even explain what the game is about.
Sony should make The Last of Us 2 and to Ghost of Tsushima free to anybody who bought Death Stranding.
Oh, shit.
That's how much they owe us.
Facts.
Don't do that. Don't do that. He said give it free.
And those look like great games, but they should be free to anybody who endures.
Can't make it. Did that game sell in Japan?
91 hours, goddamn. They owe me.
No, it didn't.
They owe me.
Facts. It didn't sell here. The sales dropped off 72% after a week.
Listen, motherfuckers rather go pick up pigs and Sea of Thieves than go play Death Stranding. Yeah, fuck out of here.
In Europe, they definitely and that's supposed to be where all the artistic gamers are, out there in Europe. So I mean, they rather go hit the 7 Seas, see the Kraken that's lacking, and go chase pigs. But that's a lot more stuff to do. We got to sell the 7 Seas again, so I got to do. We got to get on the SS Hillary or the Purple Rain or the Republican, whichever ship that we ride.
You can go play it by yourself now. They got a whole tutorial and everything. Me and Flip ain't got to show you how to do it no more.
Yeah, you can hop in there. You can sit there and do that. Anyway, so that was cool. That's cool. Let me ask you guys, and you can be quick with it before we get to the next topic, which that's to me is the next biggest topic for the night. Which was your game of the year? I'm gonna start off with you, Lemon. What was your game of the year for 2019? Really? Facts. All right, I got you. All right, so Pred, what was your game of the year in 2019?
If I'm going based off of what was at the Game Awards,
no, what you played.
I played Star Wars.
Star Wars. Okay, yeah. Cool. 100. What was your game of the year for you? Hey, man. Hey. Let me tell you this, man. You know what I'm saying? Lakers. 20. You know what I'm saying? LeBron James. So, all right. Okay, I got you. Live. What was your game of the year for 2019?
Is everybody muted?
No, like I'm looking at they're not muted. Well, one is muted, but like everybody just stepped away. What is it? A piss break? What happened? I don't know. Anyway, so 100's the only one muted. So I guess, but I guess nobody didn't want to answer that question. So let me go to the next time. Well, I guess for me, it's Gears. It was Gears.
Really, Gears? I wasn't expecting that from you.
Yeah, like I mean, Star Wars was absolutely amazing. I really enjoy Outer Worlds, and I definitely dig. Plague's Tale. Like,
yeah, that was my second one.
Plague's Tale is nice. But man, Gears just was the total package. Like, I mean, it gave me a thrilling story. It was different than what we previously seen from Gears. It did the God of War Rise-ish stuff with the whole little wandering around stuff. I dug that. I mean, just, you know what I'm saying, so you could explore more. it was one of the best looking games that we've ever seen. It was fantastic, and it had a lot of variety with the multiplayer. Like, the bang for your buck is why I give it the pass. It's because it's got so many modes. And I went in and played just the other day and got back in, and they added free fall mode. They got some other stuff. They added other content. Like, the game is just full of stuff, and the game ran well, performed really good. I know it had its hitches and its problems because I don't think it was really prepared. In which we've talked about this a million times, Fred. We don't, you would think that they would be prepared for all those people to jump in and knowing that they were going to have more people playing that game than normal, but all the time this happened with all types of games, and so there was issues and things like that. But I think the reason why it got slated with everything else is because of, there's this attack on shooters, and then there's this attack on microtransactions. And to me, I think that that's stupid. And we're going to see what that energy is going to be like next year, because when The Last of Us 2 multiplayer come, you best believe they're going to hit you over the head with microtransactions some way, one way, shape, or form. And we're going to see if they're going to have that same energy. I don't know. Yeah. We'll see, though. But all right.
My other issue at Gears was like the bugs, and that was my only knock on it. Like, I get like the server issues. That's going to happen with games because you never know. Like, you think we think we know, but we don't know. Like how intense it's going to be when you turn that button on, and millions of people are jumping in the game at the same time. They don't know because they're not prepared for it. But I expect that with any online game like that. But outside of that, we had some bugs in that game that were just like, stuck in walls, like the achievements and stuff like that. And not saying that's not what made it not my game of the year, but that was a bigger issue, like going forward with that game. That's why I picked the other two games. Like, I thought that they were kind of like surprise hits to me, and I liked what I got out of those games. Gears was a good game though, but like they had to correct those issues initially, and they should have planned like for those bugs. That shit should have been worked out. The server issue part, that happens with every single game this generation that we played. So I'm not knocking them for that.
Yeah, no, I got you. I mean, that's fine. Like, if it didn't win Game of the Year, I would not have been upset about it. I just think that it should have been nominated. Like, I mean, it should have been nominated.
3, really?
Yeah, like, that's cool. But I am happy for Remedy winning one award for Control, because Control's presentation is their production of how they worked that game is fire. Like, it's dope how that production, you walk in those rooms and they got the big letters and it's the atmosphere. It's actually really dope. But I mean, again, that's just a whole nother story for a whole nother time.
A sequel to another game.
Yeah, go ahead and bring that, because that's what it made me want was Quantum Break. But let's get to this topic, man. This was if Microsoft didn't drop the bomb, then this would probably been the big story or the big topic of the night. It still might be, because I think that there's a lot of people that got to say. I did a video talking about it earlier, so I'm gonna let everybody get their chance to breathe and talk about it, break it down. But it seems like there's some unhappy PlayStation fans out there. Yeah, and what's tripping me out is that there are PlayStation fans that are upset with other PlayStation fans that has kept the energy of, look, hey, Xbox they don't have any games because we don't have no true exclusives because all their games go to PC. It devalues the console. That's been one of those big things that was talking about it just a week ago. Now, all of a sudden, a game that is exclusive to PlayStation, MLB The Show, is no longer going to be an exclusive anymore. It's going to go widespread. It's going to Xbox, the Nintendo, and PC. It got a lot of people enraged. Also hearing about Predator is not going to be so-called, from their standards. From my standards, I think it's still exclusive because it's still going to be on PlayStation only, but it's definitely going to PC. And so therefore, from their standards, it's not going to be an exclusive, a true exclusive, and it's going to devalue the console. And then There was some crazy stuff being talked about today. I seen from one of those from that guy. The guy from Tataku, Pred. I don't know. It's Stafford, whatever his name is. He was bringing up something. Somebody was like, "Hey, can you debunk this thing, because it's been going around for about a little bit over a week now about Horizon Zero Dawn going to PC as a port." And he says, "I can't do that." He says, "Why not?" He says, "Because for the most part, it looks like it might be true." So there you go. All those narratives is about to be out the door. So, Pred, I'm going to go to you. Now, should PlayStation fans be all up in arms about their games becoming multiplats, going to PC? Do you think that the PlayStation will be devalued because of this? Where are you at on this?
Oh man,
it's bittersweet, isn't it?
So like, I could take two sides of this, right? Like, right. The first side is like, did you not see this coming? Like, Sony typically follows suit with whatever everybody else is doing. Like, if Microsoft does it, eventually Sony's going to do it too, because they see the money, they see the popularity, they see it. Like, it's there. It's right in their face. Like, the numbers are there. Microsoft shows it to them. They don't step out on that ledge, for that aspect of it. They're not going to do that. They're going to let Microsoft die on that bridge first before they jump on it and lessen, the blow, right? So you had to see this coming, right? The other part of it is you can't talk shit about the shit happening on the Microsoft side and then it happened on your side and then get quiet. You know what I'm saying? Like when Microsoft did this shit, everybody was like, "Oh yeah, it's multiplat, it's this, it's that," and as soon as it happens on the Sony side, they're quiet. This is bullshit. Like, have that same energy. I hate saying that, but I know Mooch hates hearing it too. But like have that same fucking energy. Like you gave us shit for it when it happened to us, but like when it happens to you, you don't want to talk about it. Let's talk about it. Like, why is it a problem? Why is it okay for it to happen on the Xbox side? Y'all talk shit, but when it happens on the Sony side, y'all ain't got nothing to say. I mean, at the end of the day, like it's an option. Like a lot of people don't have those PCs to play these games, stuff like that. But like, I think it's just really funny that when it does happen, they're not saying shit. Like it's really quiet out there in those Twitter streets right now from some of those guys, posting these memes all the fucking time when their games are starting to go to PC just like Xbox games did. So where y'all at? What y'all got to say about that?
They out there singing "Boys to Men."
Although we gone to the end. Okay, I'm not gonna do it. That's supposed to be Lemon to sing that. Help me sing that. But you know what? I have to agree. Like, it's been very quiet. I mean, I
mean, there was one dude that he went on like a fucking 8-page rant. Like, I mean,
I read that, and you know what? And that was I was going to get to.
Right,
he was right, and I'm going to read that. But I was wanting everybody else to say what they had to say about it. I'm just still flabbergasted of why, like you said, Pred, why they did not see this coming. When PlayStation made those comments, I knew way back then when they started saying stuff about no backwards compatibility, it's not for us, it's this, that, and they started changing their thought process. And then when they went and changed how they did PlayStation Now to make it cheaper, more affordable, and then when the writing was completely on the wall for me is when they got those Azure servers. When they started working with Microsoft. That's something you would never hear or even think of 2 or 3 years ago.
Too. Yeah. They got rid of a lot of executives too.
Facts. And that's something. And we've been talking about this. I'm like, why are you guys not talking about this? You have to be concerned, and it's not like some small peons that got moved, that quit, moved on, or that got demoted or got fired. Like, these are people that was on the level of Mike Ibarra and Phil Spencer and you know what I'm saying, and Aaron Greenberg and others. Like, I'm like, what in the hell is going on in Sony right now? And when you had the article as well, we don't have Bloody here to help me out with these names, but when the main guy at Sony said that the consoles are niche. Now remember that I used to get killed by saying that word niche. I used to get slammed when I talked about Persona 5 being a niche game. I got slammed. Now you hear all these fools talking about niche as it's okay. When I wasn't talking bad about Persona, I'm just saying it was a niche title. That's what I'm saying, is that when you have the head of Sony tell you that your console is niche, is not reaching to enough people, that right there was your answer. That right there was your answer, but they never wavered. They never wavered, and some of them got their feelings hurt. Livewire, where are you at on this?
With the whole PlayStation games
going over. I mean, does it devalue the console?
No. I mean, because the only people that are buying it on PC or PC, for the most part, are PC gamers. Now, for me as an Xbox, like if they put all their games on PC, yeah, I probably want to get a PlayStation. It depends, it really depends. It depends on what the cost of the PS5 is. That's what it really comes down to. Because for me, with this new generation coming up, I can get the X. I already got Game Pass, so I ain't got to buy shit but the console. I mean, to be honest, and the handful of third-party games, and Game Pass has a ton of third-party games too. So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really got to buy shit as a consumer.
Live, you have a PC, right?
Yeah, I got a PC.
Let me ask you this. All right, so like, if this new Xbox has an app for Steam or Epic Game Store,
Jesus,
are you getting a PlayStation if all this shit's going to PC?
No, I wouldn't. I would just play. Oh, hell no, I wouldn't.
Because that's my theory. That's one of my theories.
Those games would play amazing on my Xbox. What? Oh man.
And then another thing too is that something we didn't get into as well, which I definitely want to hear your thoughts too, is I don't know, Pred, you were the one that sent the GameSpot interview, right?
Oh, I read it.
Oh, right. I watched it and read it, but what caught me, and it made me go back, and I wanted to try to put it in on the show, but I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to say it. I went back about 4 times, and I said, did dude with the glasses say what I thought he said about PCs? And he did. He said PCs will become irrelevant. When he said that, and he's a PC guy, I said, what? It made me pull back. I swear I went back 4 times and said, I know I didn't hear that right. So
I said that shit on Twitter.
Bruh.
When I saw it.
The X, that's what he said. Like, the X blew his, the XSX blew his mind. You know what I'm saying? It blew his mind so much that he said that eventually PCs will become irrelevant. So that's telling me that Xbox is, they listened and they're trying to corner that market, and they're going to have a machine that's going to be affordable to make people think like, do I want to go through all the hassle of this to building a PC, doing all this shit? And PlayStation's going to do the same thing. Because
the thing is with the thing with PC has always been, it's like Superman, right? It's got all this power, but what's its weakness? Its kryptonite is optimization. And now you've given a console the ability to be a PC, but with no weakness. The Xbox One Series X is like a fucking daywalker, dog. It has no flaws. Like, it could do what the PC can do, but it has optimization to do it better. You know what I mean? I don't got to worry about, I had sacrificing this, like adjusting this slider to get that shit over there. Like, I can have it all. Like, that's something that you just don't get on PC just because, you got all these different SKUs out there, so they can't really target one PC.
Card, this fucking
Yeah.
shit. I mean, I get like I have a PC.
We argue every week about my PC always knocking my mic out, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a fucking microphone, but yet it happens all the time. Me doing nothing. That shit won't happen on console. Our mics, we talk to each other all the time. We don't just be dipping out all the time. So I mean, this shit is like, I mean, we target.
But
I had to think about it. Okay, there you go. I'll get ready because I ain't heard you.
I'm here.
Y'all been quiet. Yeah.
No, I'm here. No, I'm letting y'all talk. I'm letting y'all
Man,
sound.
this vodka is kicking, man. I got this straight from Vladimir Putin himself.
Woo! Go ahead.
You know,
go ahead, Wanda.
Me and him.
Yeah, but the thing about it is that thing is going to be, that's going to be optimized for your TV, and that's what it is. Instead of a PC, your PC is not optimized. It's optimized for maybe a monitor. It's not optimized for your TV. This thing going to be optimized for gaming. Period.
Mm-hmm.
You go buy a PC, you gonna have everybody don't know how to overclock.
That's what I'm saying.
They don't understand that it's different RAM, it's different graphics cards, it's different generic graphics cards. Some of them getting their graphics card from China. That really it's a knockoff. Thing about it is they don't know how to say, hey, you know what? I need to go into compatibility mode and use Windows 7 if I want to play this old game. They don't know how to say. They just thinking, I'm going to go run the PC. Go take.
Wanda, can I ask you a question? How many people know how to undervolt their CPUs? They don't even know what that means.
No.
Facts.
Like the thing I always say about PC. Can somebody build a PC stronger than the Series X? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But guess what?
For how much?
Cost a lot of fucking money.
Exactly. It's gonna cost you a shit ton of money, and you got to know what the fuck you're doing.
Right.
My PC costs more than that Series X, and it still can't do what that Series X is doing. Facts.
Listen, you cannot build a PC throwing parts in there thinking that that's just going to beat it. You got to know how to optimize that shit.
Optimization.
And you're going to have multiple graphic cards. You got to be able to balance that shit. Bro, you can't you
got to be able to afford GDR6 RAM.
People think you could just throw power at it. You'll get the same performance. That's not it's not going to do it.
No, and this is a thing too that trips me out. The guys that's been doing all this bitching and complaining, talking about you could throw money on the bed and talk about how much bread you got, and
Facts.
And you can make all you could be pocket hounds and talk about numbers and analytics and all this.
Facts.
But if you don't even own a 4K television,
facts.
If you don't even want to buy a PlayStation Pro. If you don't want to even invest into buying another product because or a PlayStation VR or whatever, what the hell makes you think these people are really capable of understanding what the hell PCs are made of? I had to learn the hard way.
4K don't mean nothing.
Right, like that's what I'm saying. Like
the narrative is dead.
Like that's what I said. Like dudes over here talking about I'm going to PC because I know it's going to be because PlayStation's devaluing their system, and they over here got a 480p fucking monitor. What are you talking about? You still got you and Packard in the back with dust. Stop.
They
taking their ass on deal and go get the cheapest gaming PC thinking they banging.
No, they go into Costco and buy the $240 4K TV and think they getting the bells and whistles. Facts.
I don't think Costco sell that.
Black Friday budget suckers.
Yeah, no. You can think you're gonna walk into Walmart and go get that damn PC. Well, I think they stopped selling them out there. But you can go call online.
Buy Insignia TV.
You can go buy
4K HD Aura.
You're not gonna get you can go in there, but you're not gonna get no good one.
No,
you ain't gonna get no QLED. You ain't getting no OLED. You're not even getting a TCL, sucker.
But see, that's the thing I'm talking about. Like, if these people they talk about that they're gonna jump over and jump the PC because they're mad about what PlayStation's doing to try to enhance their company, their brand, and try to get more players, so you can have those quality games that you've been touting for these years. You're gonna have to support them. If you are not going to buy no damn monitor for $400, $500, $600, $700 to complement your $2,000-$3,000 PC. You're just not.
I'm hooking up to my TV that's not optimized for a damn
Hell
TV.
No. Look, I had to figure that out, man. Shout out to Delirium Blades, man, telling me how to optimize that shit. Because I was over there trying to, I got my QLED. I'm finna hook up my PC to it. HDMI. We good, we set. Man, that shit look ashy as hell. I said, what's going on? He started laughing at me.
You gotta know how to optimize your PC so that visual fidelity hits your screen the same way you need it to look. It don't work like that.
Right.
Facts.
Right.
I've been putting PCs on big screens for the last 15 years, and trust me, in terms of and I'm gonna really break it down in terms of DVI, baby. If you do not know how to optimize your PC to display properly on a TV, it will look like dog.
Look like ass juice. Trust me, I had to learn the wrong way.
They got 7 times 480p on it, and it's all big. Right? It looks like this.
Niners for Life said this is it right here. This is the line of the night. I might have to come back to the show, record this, and put this on social media. My man said, people with champagne taste but have beer money. God dang.
Facts.
Oh,
they want to drive Bentleys, but they on the New York City bus line.
Oh,
Facts.
They said they want that Tesla.
No.
But they got a
PlayStation
92
guys.
Toyota. Come on now.
Don't give up hope. Don't. You can't jump ship over here no more. You can't jump ship. You got to rent. We got leasing and renters agreements. You got to pay what you owe. You can't jump ship over here. And a lot of y'all guys that did jump ship, no, you got to pay what you owe.
Listen,
okay, Maggie, you got to hit him with that.
I'm doing right. You got to pay what you owe. You know what I'm saying? So don't come over. Don't try to come back because
don't come back. We don't need you.
I can't trust you, and I surely don't need you.
Yeah, like these young dudes that's in rap. Stop clout chasing. You're clout chasing, my sons.
Okay, Megan, you know what one of the funniest things is when people are like, well, how are the casuals going to know the difference between the Xbox One X and the Series X? And I always say, I'll be like, guess what, motherfucker? They don't know what the difference between a Bentley and some other shit is either, man, because it's out there, got their price range.
Facts.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And see, another thing too, I said when I seen that was on what's the name of that podcast? Unlock. I can't think of it right now. Yeah. But my man, he said I said, like, look, if you bringing this stuff up yet again, but I wonder if you had that same issue when you was buying your Teslas, because they have different models of Teslas. So what? Like, that's the thing I'm not understanding is that people every day when they go shopping, or if they go to the store, whatever, they have to see multiple items of the same thing, and then they decide which one that they want. That we do that every day. If we go and buy shit, we see, if we go and just want to buy a bottle of water, you know me, the Water Buffalo, I got a whole slew of water, of different water brands right there in front of me. And you mean to tell me, well, which one am I going to get? I don't know. I'm confused. Hell, all you got to do is look at the damn price tag if you want a budget. Shit.
I mean, that's what everybody does.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like, if people listen, when people go look at the Xbox and the PlayStation, they're going to look at these SKUs, they're going to look at these models, and this is what's going to determine which one they want. Even if they all had the same damn name. If PlayStation had the PlayStation Plus and the PlayStation, all you got to do is look at the price tag, and then you'll know right there, oh, that's more expensive. Well, that's the one I want because I want the best, I want the premium, or I want the cheaper one because I'm not trying to pay for that shit. I don't give a fuck about the graphics. I don't have a 4K television. I got a 720p. I'm good. I just want to give it to my badass kids because I just want them to stay their ass chill and not chasing them around. That's the customers. I hate when they try to treat us customers as dumbasses, like we don't know what the hell is going on. It's disrespectful.
I just feel so differently for my budget. I'm sorry.
These are the same motherfuckers that go to get Poland Spring and keep on coming out with sparkling water. Can't figure out why some shit tastes different. Like, damn it, read the package. It says Poland Spring on it.
Fools, shit. Hey, Meg, I'm a bounce, man. I gotta get some sleep.
All right, man. Yeah, thank you for coming on. Yeah, we're about to get ready to get out of here in a few.
I hope you don't get no rest, Predator. I'm a hater.
No, we appreciate it. And I know that you ain't gonna be on the next podcast, but where can they find you at, Pred?
Oh man, next podcast on Saturdays, but not this Saturday because I gotta do some shit with the wifey. So
no doubt.
See y'all see y'all the week after next.
All right, cool, man. Thank you for coming on, man, helping us out.
All right, man. I'll see y'all later. Have a good one.
Peace. Yeah, so we're not gonna be too long behind them, but I definitely want to get your thoughts about this, guys. Like, why should the PlayStation Nation be upset? Like, I say no. I say no.
Because if you're a PlayStation Nation and that's what you support, worry about your PlayStation 5. Shouldn't be worried about the Xbox. You know why? Because we belong together.
No,
Facts.
No, we ain't doing that.
Yeah,
at first I was gonna need you, but now that time has passed.
So this is what I'm trying to understand. So they want people that typically buy a PlayStation just to play said exclusives to, not have the option to buy it on PC. More than likely, if they're only buying a PlayStation for said exclusives, they don't.
What's going on from the background?
I don't know. There's somebody hammering
Halo or some Mortal Kombat.
That was 100. He was playing something.
Yeah, but like, listen, if PlayStation isn't your primary way to play, you're not playing for PSN anyway. To pay for what? None of the games utilize PSN. None of them. I mean, I would have considered Uncharted a need to. Well, maybe if you were really into Gran Turismo, I guess. Other than that, I don't. Just not,
Yeah.
Livewire, stop it.
The Livewire is killing him today. He's killing him. So let me go ahead and read. Let me read this because this is stuff that we've all been saying, and I've been wondering where's the PlayStation Nation been to talk about these concerns. Well, there was a PlayStation fan that actually came out. Now, of course, I don't agree with going after people calling them names, of course, but this guy addressed a lot of stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read this. He said, "I'm sorry, PlayStation and Sony, but the events that transpired tonight and hell, even this whole year, are beyond totally unacceptable to the point where it makes me puke a little. Let's start off with what happened in April. In April, you guys sent out review copies and release Days Gone with the game was totally unplayable. From bugs to huge frame rate drops and below SIE quality mission designs. Perhaps if you would have delayed the game to the dead season, midsummer, it would have ended up being a solid game and probably averaged around, I don't know, a 76. Yeah, the game had some redeeming qualities, but the flaws dragged the experience down as demonstrated in the critical reception. Next up, we get to Death Stranding release date in May, along with Final Fantasy Remake date. That was great, but Death Stranding, a game basically that was born from the first-party studio Guerrilla Games, since it used their engine and many employees, was mixed and mashed as an exclusive until you guys stupidly officially announced it was going to PC. Hold on, let me go down a little bit. He said a week before release. This not only killed sales, but looking back on it, it looks like preemptive damage control for the game. With that being said, it's pathetic that this game went to PC in the first place. Yeah, Kojima is iconic, but you guys gave him everything, and he had the audacity to release one of his worst critically received games ever, while boasting about his new genre and his cool celebrity friends into a platform separate from PlayStation. Next up, it was also very disappointing how you guys let the David Cage games all go to PC. Once again, devaluing the PlayStation 4 and giving the PlayStation bad press and mixed messaging. To only make matters worse, you guys are now putting amazing games like Uncharted 4 and God of War on PS Now, which is available on PC. Let me go down a little bit. Dude went in. Yeah, I know. I've used this argument before that streaming to PC isn't the same as PC port. It still isn't. And it doesn't counteract the exclusivity of those games. But allowing PS4 games to be played without a PS4 on other platforms devalues the console once again. And I hope that this isn't the direction you're going. Because people will flock away ASAP once you allow downloads to PS Now on PC. Anyways, this year, PlayStation has also fallen to the fake outrage and allowed crossplay to be available with most big games. They fell for Phil Spencer's buttery bullshit. When everyone plays, we all win, and allowed Minecraft Bedrock to be on PlayStation 4.
This is mad as hell.
Yeah, dude, I told you, dude went in. And he says they'll play on a PS4 using Xbox Live accounts. Totally unacceptable as PlayStation gets nothing in return. Not to mention, this helps inflate the Xbox Live numbers. But this week, this was the final straw. Uh-oh. Let me scroll down.
Hey, hold up. Who wrote this?
A dude named AP. Named AP.
Who's he writing it to?
He's writing it to Sony. He's writing it to Sony. Yeah, he was pissed. He said, let me go back to it. He said, this is the final straw. I must speak out against these stupidly made decisions after what transpired this week. What started the week off with MLB The Show being officially announced for multiple platforms within the next few years. Yeah, you can argue that Sony wants to make Madden money with MLB being on all platforms, but you need to realize this is using SSD's resources and such, making games for competing platforms when they could have just finally dropped stupid MLB and focused on new exclusive games. Because God knows the PlayStation needs all the exclusives they can get in the day and age, there's a slew of PlayStation-only franchises that they could be working on. From Jax to Infamous and Uncharted, the list goes on. And this topic of exclusive games lead me to the final topic, which transpired tonight on the Video Game Awards. At the Video Game Awards, Microsoft took the industry and the world by surprise when they revealed their lame-ass refrigered box shit series. And I'm sure they took Cerny in the audience by surprise as well, and that clown Jim Ryan. What Ninja Theory showed off of Hellblade 2 is undoubtedly the greatest thing visually any gamer has ever feasted their eyes on. This motherfucker took shots at the new Xbox, but he could not deny that motherfucking Hellblade 2. Anyway, he goes on. Which result?
He ain't shoot himself yet.
No, that's it. But hold on, he's got more. He says, which resulted in the highly anticipated Ghost of Tsushima trailer to look quite underwhelming in comparison.
Shit!
It even makes The Last of Us 2 look underwhelming. I almost forgot another fuck up this year was The Last of Us 2 being revealed and then delayed another 2 weeks later. Not to mention they took out multiplayer, but they did say they're working on a separate multiplayer game, I think. Knowing Naughty Dog, it will be microtransactions heavy, unfortunately. So The Last of Us 2 extravaganza and yet another shitty thing to add to this shitty year. Always.
MGB or whatever that dude's name is.
No. His name is AB, and his Twitter thing is the AB99. Anyway, he said, Hellblade 2 stole the show tonight. The Video Game Awards, which resulted in Ghost of Tsushima to look underwhelming, and not to and Ghost of Tsushima to look underwhelming. Not to mention whose stupid ass idea was to announce Godfall as a PlayStation 5 launch title. That game looks so last gen. Oh shit, Live, you was right. Anyway, he said, I mean, Jesus. And to make matters worse, the game is a console exclusive, which already devalues the PlayStation 5. Overall, this has not been a good year for the PlayStation team, as they're losing the sense of direction, identity, and are being sloppy in the closing months of this gen. They cannot wait until February to reveal the PlayStation 5. Not after what Microsoft did tonight. They must go on the front as soon as possible. In this, they better show something that looks better, on par with Ninja Theory showed. I'm looking for Horizon Zero Dawn 2, SM2, and Gran Turismo 7 or whatever else to be shown ASAP, and they need to get aggressive because Microsoft clearly are not messing around anymore. No more of the crossplay bullshit, no more sloppy second time exclusives for PlayStation, and no more PS Now on PC, etc. I hope you guys are ready. As a PlayStation guy, I'm concerned with the current new leadership at PlayStation, who seem to be scared and are being too nice. This being too nice thing could lead to not pushing consistent studios like Guerrilla or Sucker Punch to a full. And lastly, the potential which leads to a drop in quality. That quality is needed now more than ever. PlayStation, he tweeted this to PlayStation, to old dude that got demoted, somebody named Herman's Holst, and then also to Sony. He says, do your thing and blow minds at the PS5 reveal event. Gamers are awaiting action after what happened tonight. Don't be disappointed. Thanks.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, could you please explain? Listen, this is how those PlayStation fans feel. And they just don't want to say nothing. You know, every time that they say an insult about Xbox, here little, it's turning into one of those things where it's actually they're feeling insecure right now. Even in a PlayStation magazine article, their headlines was their PlayStation fans that are being insecure, because they're so mad at Sony for making the decision of MLB. Like, bruh, they listen to these podcasts, they gone crazy, these people that's led them astray, made them believe that Sony wasn't going to play ball, and their asses now is losing their shit. I, myself, find it very hilarious, because you should just be a gamer and let it ride and just be happy that these consoles are providing what we're witnessing. The PlayStation 5 is going to be great. They're going to have good games. It's going to be quality. So what that they go and they put games on the PC, or they might put a couple of games on Xbox and Nintendo. That's still that's going to be more revenue to certain games that you looking forward to, like that Horizon Zero Dawn 2. But I guarantee you, if Horizon Zero Dawn here before that reveal of the PlayStation 5 comes out to go on PC, all hell's going to break loose. All hell is going to break loose, because you know what that means, fellas? Ladies and gentlemen, what that means is that PlayStation's going to start putting their games out there. Maybe not day and date, but that's the telling sign right there. That's letting you know what's going on. So, I don't know, man. Do anybody got any closing thoughts before we get ourselves out of here?
Nah, I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah. Okay, all right. Oh yeah, I did want to know what was 100's game of the year for 2019 and Lemon.
My game of the year is hard, but I got a code game of the year: Outer Worlds and Gears of War.
You can only have one. So which one of the two?
I got Gears 5.
You got Gears 5? What
That's
you got?
it.
So which one is
Outer
it?
Worlds.
Outer Worlds. All right, cool. All right, people in the chat, go ahead and let me know what was your game of the year. Hey, you can't be mad at that, fan. I mean, like I said, you can't be mad at Sick Humor and Jack Move Johnny and all them, man. They at least keeping it. they might have Jaffe and them call it. They lost. They may sound crazy, but you know what? They kept that same energy, man. They ain't swaying. But you see others out there. They slowly trying to, like you said, 100 trying to come on back or trying to backpedal real quick. Like they over here posting shit about, well, after this with MLB, I think maybe we might need to be concerned about Spider-Man. You're damn right you better be. Sony talking about, we got to make this money. And then it also show you that Sony don't have all the power either. MLB, EA was going to fuck Sony up. They were ready. And people can think about what they want to about.
Games at the door too.
And you know what? They could have been. There was people saying that Microsoft was at the door, but who knows? I don't know. But I just know EA was for sure. So, with the Spider-Man thing, people over here tripping about, man, Sony got this, Sony got that. Sony ain't got no Disney money. Sony, and you know what I'm saying? And they just only got the movie rights. Disney owns those rights to the games. And if Disney wants Spider-Man to be on all platforms to get extra money, it has to be done.
Disney don't own Spider-Man, so you can't. Sony owns Spider-Man.
I know Sony owns Spider-Man, the movie rights.
But Disney has nothing to do.
No, from my understanding is that's
Disney don't have nothing to do with them type of right. I mean, they can, but that's straight up Sony. That's why you see Spider-Man don't look like the Spider-Man that's you see in the movies.
No, I get that, but Disney owns the like the toys and the game rights.
Yeah, they own the toys, but I don't think
and the game rights too.
Disney don't care about that. They leave that to
But
Sony.
If Disney decided to care, that's
because
what I'm saying.
They make that deal with Sony.
I know that, but deal. I'm saying, but again, look, that's why it's been mentioned.
Y'all hosts be too, man. See, y'all be having too high expectations. Leave that shit alone.
What are you talking about expectations? I didn't say it. I'm telling you what PlayStation fans are starting to say.
Well, that's them, and I don't follow. Man, I'm gonna put this way, man. I got more ponies following me than Xbox guys following me.
I'm just saying.
Here we go.
Yeah, here we go. All right, we're done. Listen, all I'm saying is that you better check that out because from the understanding, and I've heard this from
Disney
a whole bunch of people.
rights.
Disney got the rights to the toys and the video games and all that extra shit. Sony owns the movie rights.
The movie aspect, right?
Yeah,
I understand that, but why you think Disney gonna get into it is that's another story.
Disney wants Spider-Man to be in the movies, and that's where Sony has the leverage because they can say hell no. So that's what I'm saying. That's where it's tipsy-turvy. Like they can make a deal, they can make whatever. But the thing of it is that Sony is not gonna skip out on money. I think the new direction of where Sony is just like where Microsoft is going and where everybody else is going to eventually go, and one except for maybe Nintendo because Nintendo it stays in their lane. But in order for these big games to come out, those games that you've seen with Hellblade 2, that shit ain't cheap, Jack. That ain't cheap. So why is it that it's a problem for more gamers to have access to those games? Like I said, people keep worrying about these boxes. It's up to the customer, to the fan base. For these people that saying that they're abandoning and they're leaving, they're the ones that's going to get they're the ones that's going to get consoles to be abandoned because they're talking about leaving. I'm not going to stop buying an Xbox because they got games going to PC.
What they going to lead to? What they going to lead to?
They saying they're going to PC.
They can't even open. They can't even afford
PC.
Man,
that's what they talking about. Everybody say they going to Hawaii. Have they been there?
They open up a Word document. They don't even know how to get it down. Man, come on. They don't. Come on. Just because they said they don't be.
Come on. It's 12 o'clock. Let's go. Let's go.
All right. Let's do our shout outs, man. 100. Where can they find you at? What's your fella today?
You'll find me all on the interweb.
You can find me at a drunk situation.
I sleep on camera and all that other stuff. I got so many means. I need to get paid.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
So y'all can find me anywhere. I don't have no time. No time or nothing. But y'all need to check out the Heroic Operation podcast on Thursday.
Facts.
We didn't have it this Thursday because
you need to check out what we did last night. Facts.
I turned the shit into World War III. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can get it. But,
preach.
You can check me out there. You can check us out at GRG. I don't know when I make videos because I got to be passionate when I make a video. Xbox After Dark. Ooh, I don't know. If that's sweet. I'm gonna try to get into that kitty cat. But if I can't, I do Xbox After Dark. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? And I don't cater to the kids, so yeah, I get X-rated on Xbox After Dark. So you gotta be 18 and older to get in on my mixer.
Woo!
And I talk about everything, including somebody's mama.
All right. Okay. All right. Thank you. Livewire, where can they find where can they find you at? What's your feel of the week?
You can find me at SeaWorld playing with Shamu or the Dolphins.
Don't nobody go to SeaWorld. Anyway, you can find me on my channel, Livewire Gaming. And I'll put up some videos when
are you using profanity?
Okay. All right, man. What's your feel of the week? You got a feel of the week, Live?
Oh, feel of the week?
Yeah.
Shit, Sony.
Damn. All right. Woo, mercy. Lemetheus from the Zeus. Where can they find you at? You know what I'm saying? You dropping those videos, doing your thing. Man, you almost there.
Yeah, I got some new subscribers tonight. I appreciate y'all for signing up, man.
No doubt.
I'm close to that stack. You can always find me in GRG every 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, 6:30 Western Standard Time. Central Time is like 8:30. You already know how we doing here. It's a family business. But like and subscribe to that 108 Dragons, man. You never know what you're gonna get. Fresh, solid, clean content. Facts. 108 Dragons TV on every social media platform on the planet. Spelled the same, baby. And support everybody in the podcast. I appreciate everybody from coming out tonight. And as always, shout out to my boy, the big host with the most, King El Mega.
Damn.
That's my man. Facts.
That's L for legendary. That's what I'm talking about. What's your feel of the week, man?
My fail of the week is not watching the Game Awards, but only catching a glimpse of that Series X. Woo! That Series X.
All right. And as for me, man, thank you guys for hanging out with us. Great show. Love the support. Hope to see you guys again next week. Man. We out. You know, as I say, if you ain't got to go to work tomorrow, if you ain't gaming, then there should be only one other thing that you need to be doing, and that's that what? Oh, you ain't got me? Oh, damn. You were saying that pants off, dance off. All right, everybody. Woo! We are out. Have a good night. Peace.